Danny Motta.
You haven't clapped in weeks, you know that? We're falling apart.
I don't have the clap anymore. You're not doing bits. I'm not clapping.
I don't have bits. You don't have claps. What's happening?
Last year, you came in with a big ho-ho-ho attitude. You had boxes stuffed to the gills with spaghetti. You had a beard that you inhaled nylon from. That was a year ago, Dan.
Yeah.
That was it. We're a year older.
I know. We are a year older and a year worse because I haven't brought or done any of those things.
You've been like, oh, every single week. You're like, you remember bits? And I'm like, absolutely. I remember bits.
Dude, I hate being an adult. Christmas just sneaks right up on you.
Christmas
sucks as an adult.
I'm not getting presents for anybody this year. I got Dorothy a pair of pants. I got Dorothy a pair of pants that I got embroidered, but like I don't even know if she's gonna be back by Christmas.
Didn't you get her like an industrial printer last year or something?
I got her a $1,500 jewelry engraver that she has not used a singular time.
Yeah, that's how you end up with no presents next year.
And yeah, they're like, right, it's like a 3-use threshold. So I'm gonna get her pants that I know she'll wear, and then I think I'm just gonna I don't know. We don't really do things on Christmas. Because, Christmas is like, oh, you'll hang out with your family, right?
Yeah.
And, my family's on the East Coast. We don't hang out during Christmas. We never have. Dorothy's family's in China. It's just me and Dorothy here. Everyone else is hanging out with their family or doing something. There's no Friendsmas. Like Thanksgiving, not a lot of people go home because it's like Thanksgiving. I don't need to be home for Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
So we do like a Friendsmas the day after Thanksgiving. Christmas? People go home for Christmas. I don't. I love my mother, but we're not close, you know? And so it's just it's a weird thing where me and Dorothy are just like, Merry Christmas. And it's just like a Tuesday. I'm probably going to work on Christmas.
Yeah. I'm going home. My parents know if they don't give me gifts, I'll never return. So I'll at least get a gift.
Well, okay, but what is it even going to be? Like a John Cena signed statue or something?
Honestly, probably.
That'd be kind of dope.
Yeah, my mom went to SmackDown this Thursday. I think that's when SmackDown happens. She was there with my niece, which is exciting.
Yeah.
So much Christmas shopping to do. It just sneaks up, and it's
I guess, yeah.
Just
Sarah,
also
Josh, Dawn.
Sarah, Josh, John, my mom, my dad, Gianna, my nephew, whatever his name is.
Gianna?
My niece.
Oh, God.
My sister, her boyfriend.
Mm-hmm. Isn't your sister older than you?
Yeah.
She's got a boyfriend?
Husband.
Oh, there we go. I was gonna say,
super boyfriend.
Fucking the eternal kind.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I'm not doing Christmas shopping for
That's awesome.
For anyone.
That's so
really.
sick.
Listen.
Maybe whenever we record next,
Yeah.
I'll be Santa.
Okay. We'll do
I'll be out of season.
Postmas.
Yeah, a Postmas.
We'll do a New Year's Eve breakdown, but you're like Santa, you had a tough week. You're like, holy shit. They doubled the amount of people in India this year. I hit way more schools than I thought I had to.
Yeah, I'll be strung out Santa. I'll be crushing up candy canes, snorting it, smoking cigarettes.
Now that's a great bit, Dan.
Yeah.
That right there is a great bit. I'll even let you smoke inside for that.
Yeah.
We'll crack a window, but
I'll do it. I'll bring cigs.
If you want to bring a pack of cigs, we'll just do a smoking podcast.
The menthol's like peppermint.
Yeah, it is, baby. We'll just start lighting the end of candy canes. See what we can do there.
I love the idea of being a Santa, just strung out and smoking. It's is that like a gingerbread cigarette? It's like a cigarette brand cigarette.
Yeah, you fucking asshole.
Yeah,
I get to smoke. Hard these are to get in the North Pole.
Yeah, it's like the kind your dad smokes before he hits you. You know those kind?
It's like the kind that your dad, instead of the money you spent on cookies, you spent on these.
Yeah.
No, what a time. What a time to be alive.
What a time. I'll bring eggnog. I'll spike it.
Oh, that's what people would want from us.
Drunk pod.
We both just do a holiday Festivus drunk pod. How about we give everybody options? We could do
of drugs.
We got ketamine. We got weed.
Listen, you should do drunk. I'll do high because you don't like taking edibles.
I don't like taking edibles.
I don't mind it.
I've never seen you high.
I try not to be.
Yeah, that's fair.
And I fail every day. You've never seen me sober.
Oh, wow. Explains why you're so funny.
Thanks.
You just got that natural wit about you that only comes along with 8 to 12 grams of weed.
That's me. That's why every 8 episodes of the pod, there's a segment where I'm like, yeah, and then you go, please.
Also explains why you've been in 3 accidents since you moved to LA. So yeah, things are actually finally starting to click here.
I don't smoke or do edibles often at all. I'll do for a year when they're like in my vicinity.
You just like mine. You got a fucking nose for it, like a drug sniffing dog.
Yeah.
You're like, I know it's edible day apparently.
I told you Sarah got a weed pen.
Yeah.
To
spark her creativity.
Yeah, to improve her creativity, because in the past when she's taken a hit of other people's pens, it like makes her more creative, but all it's done is drastically increase our snack budget.
Yeah.
And she just like, I'll just catch her covered in crumbs on the couch.
You look creative in how you're fucking putting cheese whiz on that Oreo.
Yeah, you're really creating a divide between us right now.
Yeah, like, please, those were my Doritos. So yeah, no, I don't know. I'm probably gonna go shopping for Dorothy like one more time before she gets back, and then.
Nice.
Do you want a present?
What are you getting?
Here's the thing.
I'll get you something.
No, because when you get to a certain age, getting a Christmas present is it's a trap.
No, I know what to get you.
In fact, don't get me anything, please. Because if you get me something, it means I have to get you something.
Yes.
In fact, my Christmas present to you this year is going to be saying, if you're going to get me something, get me it not during Christmas.
Okay.
Get me it in like 4 months. And that way, like, one, you're not like, you have to go to like fucking Best Buy again for me.
Yeah.
You know, like, and that way, like, you give it to me and I'm like, oh, fuck, I have nothing for you.
I know exactly what I'm getting you. I was just too late in getting it.
What is it?
I can't tell you.
I'd imagine,
Don't ask me again, though, because I will tell you.
It's in electronics of some kind.
Nope.
Not an electron. Is it just, I don't know, a dog sweater? Something for the dogs?
Nope.
Okay, well, then
It's for you.
it's for me. I mean,
Yeah.
the dogs are an extension of me. But yeah,
Yeah.
anyways, if you're listening to this, it is officially, I mean, it's like December 17th. Danny is flying back to Connecticut the 21st.
Yeah.
So this actually, if we were going to record...
It'd be Friday after AnimeIrl. We'll see.
We need to do like a holiday special. We could watch like a Christmas anime movie and do like a Christmas special.
All there is Tokyo Godfathers.
We could watch Tokyo Godfathers.
We could. I literally just saw it.
Really?
In theaters. At a place called Vidiots.
Why?
There's this really cool place by like Eagle Rock, I think, called Vidiots, and
Okay.
it's like a video rental store.
This
They
is
also
the
have
most,
an awesome
this is the most
theater.
Eagle Rock story I've ever heard in my
Yeah.
entire life.
They got an awesome movie theater, and they were showing Tokyo Godfathers, the only Christmas film.
The only anime Christmas film?
Yeah, we could also talk about Chopper's arc in One Piece, because that's literally just a Christmas thing. There is a Christmas episode of One Piece.
There's a Christmas episode of One Piece?
Yeah, Santa's in it. Right?
When I look up Christmas anime movies, you know what comes up? Yuri on Ice.
Incorrect.
5 centimeters per second.
There's no way. I haven't seen it, but there's no way. Have you seen Your Name yet?
I have seen Your Name. Once.
Okay, good, because it's awesome. By the same guys, 5 centimeters per second.
But it also has nothing to do with Christmas.
Well, I know, but
Yeah, Tokyo Godfathers is really the first person. That's the first one that comes up. They also say Toradora, which sounds familiar.
Christmas One Piece episode.
Oh, there's the Toradora Christmas episode.
What is
Yeah,
that
no.
Episode 115 of One Piece includes Santa Claus.
Really? So we just review every Christmas anime, every anime Christmas IP? No, I think.
Wait, hold on. I'm wrong. It says Miss Merry Christmas has informed Usopp that Luffy is dead.
Oh, good.
I
Good.
think that's a different. Hold on.
Miss
One
Merry
Piece.
Christmas that's fucking Logetown.
That's Alabasta.
Oh, is that what it is? Yeah, yeah.
One Piece anime Santa.
One Piece. I think Luffy has. I've seen Luffy as Santa. Whether that was promotional material or quite literally in the show, I cannot tell you.
Okay, this is not real.
Nope.
One Piece fanon wiki.
I don't know. I don't know if the fan and wiki is what you want to be checking here.
It says under debut, undebuted.
Mm-hmm.
Don't just add fake OCs to the wiki and go hasn't been debuted
Hey, brother,
yet.
you're on the fan and wiki. That's why.
What is fanon?
The fan and wiki is OCs. It's made up stuff. It's fanon. It's fan canon.
I
Fanon.
swear to God, I've seen Santa in One Piece. Chat?
I mean,
100%?
maybe. I don't know.
They can each get each other MeUndies. Can you believe we haven't been sent MeUndies? How dare you?
We told them what colors we wanted. I don't think
I've received no MeUndies.
I don't think we ever received the MeUndies.
No.
Crazy.
I
don't think we almost never get sent stuff for the pod. Like usually we just have to sponsor it, and then like we're like, oh, we love it, and like it's mostly because like pod ad, like this is a little peek behind the curtain here. Pod ads are very easy. We just film them live here. Usually you have to sit. There's B-roll. You have to add like QR codes, all that. For this, we just put it in the description. We're actually sponsored today by HelloFresh, but we'll get into that in a second. I don't have the reading notes open yet.
We ate that today. We should have eaten it on the pod.
We could have if we wanted to run the bit of Danny shoves food in his mouth during the pod, which we haven't done in 2 years.
We did it.
You used to fucking smack sandwiches. While some facets of us have gotten worse, some facets of us have gotten better. Like every third pod when you'd come in and eat a PB&J, you rolled out of your back pocket, and I'd be like, "How'd you feel about that, Danny?" You'd be like,
Peanut butter based foods are tough for an audio medium.
"Oh, never a good choice."
I remember there was one instance where I like waited for you to like talk to me, like I had a sandwich,
yes.
and you were like winding down. You're like, and that's why I think it's this. What do you? I was like, oh,
yeah, that was a good bit though.
I miss it.
That was a great bit. Before we keep moving with that, guys, today we want to talk to you about the sponsor of today's episode, HelloFresh. And Dan, you know I love the holidays.
I know you do.
Big holiday boy.
Big holiday boys.
But the holidays come with a lot of additional work, family time, flight, all of that.
Yeah, you know what? I hate the holidays.
Yeah, the holidays are a lot, actually. Now that we're sitting here and talking about it, the holidays are kind of garbage.
Yeah.
Especially now they don't get presents anymore. But we have a big fight coming up here in a couple of months, and you're trying to pack on some weight. You're trying to stay healthy.
That's true.
And with all the time that are being cut out of your schedule, whether it be family, work, seeing friends, holiday parties, hanging out in the back alleys behind, cafes, those kinds of things that you're up to, baked potato bars, all that. I genuinely find it very difficult with all this stuff being sliced out of my scheduling to really find the time to cook myself, go to the grocery store and cook myself healthy, nutritional meals.
Yeah, I hate it. I haven't cooked myself a healthy, nutritional meal ever in my life. But you know what makes it easy?
Until
I had a very special company tell me exactly what to do and send me the exact ingredients to do it.
Exactly, because HelloFresh brings fresh ingredients from the farm every single week directly to your doorstep and tell you step by step how to cook those ingredients, making sure you get to spend less time prepping, grocery shopping, cooking, and cleaning. They make sure you're not wasting food. They make sure you're saving time. And more than anything, they make sure you're eating what you want to eat and doing it nutritionally.
That's just the truth. That's just the darn hard truth.
And every HelloFresh recipe includes high-quality, sustainably sourced ingredients like produce that comes fresh from the farm directly to your door every single week. See, I personally have been on HelloFresh for 8 years now. I got on in college, started at 205 pounds. I'm a lean 160 now, and that leanness is 100% thanks to HelloFresh, because HelloFresh allowed me to pick out what I'm cooking every single night for dinner. It told me what my macros were, what my calorie intake was, how to cook it, and while I was cutting weight, I was also learning to cook. And as you know, I cooked for you tonight. We both ate HelloFresh. I cooked for you for lunch. Good meal.
Yeah, it was a great meal.
Masterfully prepared.
It was so funny that we had to do this ad because Nick literally cooked us HelloFresh today.
Yep.
And I was like, hey, why don't we just bring this onto the pod? You cooked these two
because
meals.
that would require foresight, Danny.
Yeah,
we don't have
true.
that.
Yeah, we ate it too fast because it was too delicious.
And we horked it down.
We did hork it.
And it was delicioso. So what are you guys waiting for? Get 10 free meals at HelloFresh.com/free Otakus. Applied across 7 boxes. New subscribers only. Varies by plan. That's 10 free HelloFresh meals. Just go to HelloFresh.com/free Otakus. What are you guys waiting for? There's no better gift to yourself this holiday season than HelloFresh.
It's an outrageous deal. I don't know. It's 10 free boxes.
10 free boxes.
That's crazy.
Yeah,
a lot of boxes.
Keep yourself alive. Keep
Yeah.
yourself, fed this
Keep
holiday
yourself
season.
fresh and say hello to us the next time you see us.
Oh! Make the tagline. Okay, so our cold open is that you're putting a Band-Aid on a bullet wound. Oh, I see what you're doing there. Yeah, when are you gonna be back?
The 4th? I have a concert that night, but
Christ! You're gonna be gone from the 21st to the 4th?
yeah,
Oh, damn.
that's long.
Damn. I might just have to do it virtually.
I know.
We could just do a Christmas stream. People would probably like that. We do a Christmas stream of the pod.
Yeah, what do we do?
I don't know. We got a week and a half to
Just
figure it out.
chat? Just yap?
Yeah, we can yap.
All right.
All right, listen, tell us below, me and Danny, because Danny's going to be in Connecticut. We'll probably end up doing a Christmas stream as our Christmas holiday special. Tell us what you guys want in the comments below, and we will take those ideas into consideration and most likely use all of them. So, yeah. But outside of that, we got a lot to talk about anime-wise this week. Like a lot. Like, we got Blue Lock, Dandadan, Daima, Beastars. I watched 2 episodes of Beastars. It's been my background show.
How dare you? What'd you think?
The way I have so much less going on than you right now, like so much less.
So should we talk about Beastars first?
Let's talk about Beastars season 2 first.
I was gonna say.
I want to do a wrap up on Beastars season 2. I have so many notes.
Okay.
But first, at the top of this, I'd like to say, I know I've had a lot of opinions about Beastars, and I feel as though Beastars is the kind of show you should have a lot of opinions about.
Yeah.
I feel like if you just watch Beastars and you're like, just another day in the anime bank, fucking wild. You're ridiculous. Get out of here. Legoshi is the most insufferable MC I've ever Listen,
This is coming from a Sword Art Online fan.
I would like to establish I enjoy Beastars. I've gotten an episode ahead of what we were supposed to watch because I was like, I'm having a lot of fun with Beastars. I'd like to continue watching it. I fucking hate Legoshi. I don't hate Legoshi, right? I appreciate him as an MC, but my God, is he the most insufferable edgelord in the history of anime? Oh my God, like him and Kirito deserve to be talked about in the same categorization. You talked about it. We talked about it last week in the podcast where we're like, he has the most fucking fedora tipping energy out of any MC we've ever seen before. He's like talking to Haru and he's like, I need to protect her. Yeah. And it's like genuinely, and I don't know why. We were talking like 3 or 4 days ago. And I was like, has fucking Legoshi ever considered that maybe Haru just wants to like hang out and watch a movie? Like fucking he's like, I can't be with you. I need to protect you. Hey man, shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
Every guy that's like, I need to protect my woman. I need to be strong. No, you don't, man. They kind of just want to have a bowl of chips and sit on a couch with you. That's a girlfriend 101. But he's like, I need to eat bugs and I need to, my fucking God, the moth scene.
I forgot about the moth.
Oh my.
And it talks to him. It's like,
fucking God.
Isn't it like, it's like, please don't eat me, Legoshi.
Dude, okay, to give some context here for those of you who haven't seen Beastars, Legoshi is a wolf.
Yeah.
He is a big old gray wolf. He's considered big amongst the wolves in Beastars.
He's tall.
He's training with a panda.
Yeah.
Pandas are vegetarians, they're herbivores. And this
Who
panda,
kidnaps him?
Well, yes.
Yeah.
So this panda is a psychosomatic doctor who basically tries to treat carnivores who are addicted to meat, which I get. But like the Beastars, like the entire Beastars premise being like, oh, carnivores are addicted to meat. It's what they eat. It's what they eat. It's what they fucking.
Well, it's tough when the thing they eat also has personalities and faces and lives.
Fucking pigs are as smart as dogs. Like octopuses can remember patterns. It's all the same. And so, anyways, you're right. They have lives. And I'm sorry. I've gone too far. You're right. I've diverged.
Well, I'm just saying. Look, I'm also pro segregation in terms of Beastars. In terms of Beastars.
Hard cut right there.
Our TikTok editor is just gonna be like, I'm in terms of segregation, in terms of, and then just cuts to a completely different clip. I'm like, race.
Yeah. Yeah, our fucking TikTok editors leave us out to dry sometimes, dude.
Put us up to the storm. But fucking, I'm pro segregation.
Yeah.
Full stop. Always.
Yeah.
Because.
In Beastars. Please,
Beastars.
Danny. Please.
Beastars. Because, they're eating people.
They're
just eating people.
Yeah.
There's a conversation, not to jump to season 3, there's a conversation in the first episode of season 3 where like these two guys are like
sipping on the energy can or something.
Yeah, well, one dude's like, yo, I hit the black market yesterday for the first time, lost my meat virginity. And he was like, yo, that's sick. What'd you eat? And he's like, had some pig. It was awesome.
Yeah.
Can you imagine if you were in college?
Yeah.
Just sitting there listening to a lecture, two guys behind you are
as
like,
a pig, maybe. There's pigs at this school.
You're just sitting in lecture, dude behind you is like, yo, I was chowing down on a Puerto Rican dude yesterday.
Yeah. Dude, I had a fat slab of 5'7" white man, and I was like, oh, okay. I think I'm gonna sit over there with the fucking llamas, please and thank you. So anyways, as I was saying, Legoshi is a big wolf who's working together with a panda who's like the master of like psychosomatic medicine who's trying to cure these carnivores of their meat addiction. And Legoshi is therefore trying to become immune to like the idea of meat because he's like, I don't want to be tempted by meat. I don't want to be tempted by herbivores. I want to be able to defend herbivores, so on and so forth. All to defend Haru, his girlfriend, who he could just spend time with. And so Legoshi is like locking himself in a room with a hunk of beef, and he's like, he's punching holes in concrete.
Yeah.
Like, this dude's fucking built. And eventually
he shaves his entire body.
Gets it all back after eating a bug. But for some reason, and it's never explained, Danny. It's never explained why this happened. Like when prepping to fight a brown bear who's been established as the murderer in this school, basically. Legoshi, for some reason, with the panda presents him a bunch of moth-like larvae and is like, eat one of these. You need to eat, like, to gain strength or something, to understand the concept of life. And Legoshi eats this moth larvae. And he's like, oh, it's wiggling on my tongue. Oh, it's gross. And then he gets really introspective about it. I just took a life. Meanwhile, this is a man who hunted down Haru in like the first episode. Yep. And he's like, this moth, it was like a person. And like, it's never been established that insects are sentient in Beastars, and we've never seen
yeah, Jack has a pet beetle.
Yeah,
which is weird.
Legoshi has a pet beetle.
Legoshi
Jack keeps an eye on.
Yeah,
and then there's like before they do like the Jaw Wars, they're like, oh, you had bug larvae. This that's like juicing basically. Yeah. And but like when Legoshi eats this moth, mind you, he's like going through this like incredibly like self-indignant fucking like bully parade on himself. He's like, I took a life, and then he's about to throw up the moth larvae, and the moth is like, don't you dare throw me up. Yeah,
this is definitely the energy the moth comes in with.
We insects live every single day accepting the beauty of the world, and Legoshi's like, oh, he's being like enlightened like Buddha under the fucking tree after 2 weeks of meditation after eating a moth. Oh. But yeah, fun show.
I love the idea, just going back on what you say about Haru.
Yeah.
I love the idea that Haru's like, oh my god, Legoshi, I haven't seen you in a while. How's it going? Did you like, we should catch a movie sometime or something. And he's like, how's it going? I've been locked in a cell for weeks. I shaved my whole body. Yeah. I've eaten nothing but crab shells.
Dude, he's been fighting like fucking ravenous rabid hyenas in back alleys to protect his girlfriend. He hasn't seen in a fucking month.
Haru's just like, hey, bud, when did I ask you to do any of this?
That's what you said. That's like what you said. She's like, I didn't fucking ask you to do any of this. And it's so...
And then the fucking lion crew kidnaps her.
And then he's like, oh, well, that thing is, that's season 1, Dan. That's season 1. Haru gets abducted by the Shishigami at the end of season 1. The entirety of season 2 is just like, oh, Riz is the fucking brown bear who killed Tem, and now I'm prepping to fight Riz. All in is a pretense to fucking protect Haru, who, like, mind you, I want so badly.
You want her?
No. I don't want Haru. Listen, if I want anybody from this IP, all right, it's that llama. It's that saucy llama.
Dude, that is a saucy llama. I told you he was.
Yeah. Oh, no. You're talking about Pina. I'm talking about the lady llama who pops up in season 3. I don't know if you've met her yet.
I have no idea.
This is an episode 2 thing. You'll understand
one. Yeah, I have a lot of notes on her.
Oh, his neighbor.
Yeah.
She? Go baby, get it.
Dude. She absolutely
kind of a cutie patootie, if you ask me.
Kind of a thick queen.
Listen, I only seen her in the PJs, but like
dude,
I could explore other regions.
I'd cheer her.
Yeah. Oh. That was great. That was fantastic. Anyways, I wanted really badly for like Legoshi to just be like off fucking around with Riz. And you were right. At the end of the season, literally everybody wanted to fuck Legoshi. Louis. You want to know my real number 1 complaint about this show? What? Every herbivore is so fucking horny.
I know. I was just gonna say.
Why are they all so fucking horny to be
that
consumed?
One like ram that corners Legoshi in the theater hole, and he's like, "You want to taste my thigh, don't you? Just feel its warmth."
Even Haru.
And Legoshi's like, "Hey, bud, I'm just passing through."
Dude, even Haru was like, "Are you gonna fuck me or eat me?" And then it was like, and then Louis is like, "I need to be rid of this number 4 mark on my leg. Eat my entire fucking leg."
I know.
Oh my god, they're all so, and I can't even feel bad. Like even Riz is talking about how Tem was like fucking like embraced him in the moment after like he scratched his arm. I can't feel bad for the herbivores because they literally say like in the show they're like, oh, like the herbivores have instincts too, and apparently their instincts is just to be fucking eaten.
Yeah. What do you think of Riz's like backstory? Because I
thought it was kind of cool. I thought it was cool.
I loved it.
I liked it. I like that.
I remember it was so sick.
The entire point of this show. So like we can talk all day about how like if you're trying to make like a racial and or gender connection between herbivores and carnivores, while like on the most surface level it's a very profound thing to talk about. You can talk about feminist values and how Haru as a woman is trying to take over like is trying to not feel pity and therefore is like taking control of her life by sexualizing herself. Like all of those can be really good allegories for like things that happen in the real world. And I think where this show genuinely shines at its brightest is when we talk about people's natures and how they're forced to either live in their natures as like they're forced to live in their natures because of like how society perceives them or how they want them to be. And for that, I find honestly the carnivore stories. I find the carnivore stories more compelling than the herbivore stories. Because the herbivore stories are all the same. It's all like I'm afraid of the teeth. And then it's like,
it's a scary teeth-filled world.
Well, maybe I'm not afraid of teeth. I don't know. Like I could lose like a leg or something. And then, but like all the carnivores are in very different situations where it's like some of the carnivores lean into the fact like I need to eat fucking meat. And then some of the other carnivores are like, oh, I want to explore friendships with the herbivores. And then like people like Riz are like pervert that friendship, right? And it's like, okay, that like it now becomes a prey predator situation. I found the muscle atrophy drug thing probably the most compelling thing about season 2 because they're like, hey, you're too big. Make yourself smaller. Yeah. And I was like, that is out of everything, I genuinely believe that is the best allegory for race, like in the entirety of the show. Because it's like, hey, like there's the amount of the way that like it was like, oh, hey, if you don't want to be hate crimed by a police officer, Sir Black Man, whistle Mozart while walking down the street, or don't sag your pants, or don't wear a sweater. Like the way that
what a specific scenario and piece of advice.
Well, like for a long time, for like in the early 2000s, it was very much dictated to like black men. It was like, hey, like fucking make yourself non-intimidating. Like, have you like, oh, what do you mean? Like you keep getting stopped and frisked. Have you considered to take off your Brooklyn Nets hat? It's like put on a 3-piece suit, fine gentlemen. And I was like, that's the most compelling allegory I've seen is like for the bears being forced to take these muscle atrophy drugs because oh, you know, like they need to make themselves smaller. Unfortunately, like with the rest of the show, where the wheels fucking fall off is the fact that this bear can't touch people without ripping their fucking arms off if he has all his muscles. That is the best encapsulation of what Beastars is trying to accomplish. In principle, it is a fucking gorgeous allegory about like the struggles of society and how we force certain people into living certain lives. But also that bear just killed a fucking llama. Like it's it's so unfortunate because it just doesn't finish the action. Yeah,
you kind of have to. Again, we talked about this in regards to like X-Men and stuff like that, where it's like, oh, like you fucking racist pieces of shit. Like you want segregated schools? Hey, my kid can't shoot lasers out of his eyes, and I don't think he should be taking math with someone who can. Someone who can't control it anytime their glasses get knocked off.
Exactly, and that's why Charles Xavier is such a compelling character in the X-Men universe, is because like specifically he runs a school for mutants. Yeah, and it's like, oh, that's why they're always on the right side of things. Like they understand like mutant kind should exist. But like mutant kind, it comes with a certain set of rules that like may not necessarily apply to fucking little Timmy who's got asthma in 3rd grade. Like fucking, oh, what do you mean that kid can teleport? Like he leaves a smoke trail every time he fucking jumps to business class. Like fucking Timmy's choking on it over here. Please, I don't need Nightcrawler next to my asthmatic 12-year-old.
Wow, what a great just out of pocket.
Thanks.
That was good.
Improv, baby.
That was good improv.
Thanks.
I motherfucking. Yeah, you kind of have to. It doesn't so much work as like, it's weird because
if you try to compare it to real life, unfortunately, that's where it falls apart.
No, because like, it's almost impossible to be like segregation in this world is wrong, like because it's so necessary for everyone's health and safety.
Yeah,
but where you can still like gather the allegory from is in how it makes the characters feel. Like, so you do have to separate it because in Beastars, it's like bears have to take this like shrinking drug.
A muscle atrophy drug. That doesn't allow them to grow their full size.
Yeah, a muscle atrophy drug. And we have to be like, that's necessary. Yeah. But we can still like extrapolate, oh, that must be so hard that they have to like medically suppress themselves. And then you need to use some critical thinking to be like, there isn't necessary racism in our world, but there are people who like still feel that way where they're like, oh, I need to take up less space. That's something a lot of minorities feel where they're like, I can't be like the loud black person or like overweight people or like, you know, just being in a room makes me feel uncomfortable because I feel like other people think I'm taking up too much of it.
Yeah.
And those are feelings that this show like really gets. You just need to do an extra leap of critical thinking and be like, but also most of these predators should be under house arrest all of the time.
Yeah, I was like, that's the thing, it's like, unfortunately,
It makes you a little racist while also being like, man, I feel so bad for victims of racism.
exactly. Like the most compelling, unfortunately, the most compelling way for like, hey, oh, this bear like needs to take muscle atrophy drugs is like, well, then maybe the bear shouldn't take the muscle atrophy drugs and only hang out with the people that he doesn't run a chance of ripping in half with a soft touch.
Yeah.
You know, it's like they're in.
It's either drugs or segregation.
Like that. Unfortunately, those are the two fucking answers. And it's like the entire drama club incident that leads to the segregation of the school is a black panther, one of the smaller carnivores, just ripping the arm off his fucking anteater friend. Yeah. And there's a touching moment where the two of them are like, oh, I don't want to be afraid of carnivores for the rest of life. And it's like, oh, I vowed never to touch an herbivore again. And it's like, hey, man, I get that you've learned, but like one day after like 3 too many drinks, maybe you and your aunt like you want to give a high five to your fucking chipmunk buddy. And oh my God, did you? Oh, I don't know if you've seen it. I don't know if you saw it. Oh, you did see it. Okay.
The end of episode 1 of season 3.
The end of episode 1 of season 3.
The little dude
that
on the
chipmunk get absolutely dicked on, dude. Listen. I don't want to say I cheered because I had no feelings about that chipmunk. But watching a chipmunk take a fucking jar to the head, dude, I at least giggled. Like it was funny as hell,
dude. Well, I recorded my reaction already of this episode.
Yeah,
and I was like, that part. So these are now spoilers for episode 1 of season 3. Mm-hmm. It ends with how does it end? Or like Legoshi is confronted with something.
So
like just before, what happens just before they cut to that?
Legoshi, does he have like the interaction with the lamb in the hallway where like the lamb's going to knock on his door because he's like screaming and he's like washing his face? Yeah.
Yes. So Legoshi grabs the lamb and he's like slobbering all over her. And then it cuts to this little chipmunk guy on this like big grindstone doing some weird old Japanese like
and he's just making hyper medicines.
Yeah,
whatever that means.
And I was like, in my reaction, I was like, I'm very stressed out for what's going on with Legoshi, but boy, do I love this little guy. Mm-hmm. And then flash forward, that dude gets fucking jarred. And I was like, oh, why do I love things? Why do I say I like things?
Absolutely fucking, listen, I was like,
it's POV, you fuck that guy up.
It was like you see like pick a jar of rose petals and he's like, no. Just fucking beat this shit.
He literally goes from like, it's just this quiet little chipmunk like pedaling on this grindstone to like, please not the jar, anything but the jar.
And it's like, well, one, like it's an entire store run by chipmunks. Why were the jars so big? That's like, why the jars are way too high up. They're way too big.
There are 2 groups of people that I am like vehemently racist against in Beastars.
There's so many caveats.
In Beastars, that's predators.
Uh-huh.
We need segregation.
Yes.
That's squirrels and chipmunks. Yeah. I'm sick of them. Everyone's almost stepping on them. They're always going into little doors into big rooms.
Yep.
Put them in their own school.
Absolutely.
I'm fucking sick of it.
The budget to build that school, tiny. Absolutely. I could build you a squirrel school the size of this desk.
I'll do it in an afternoon.
It's a Barbie playhouse. Yeah. Are you kidding me? Put it fucking in the parking. Put it somewhere. Yeah. A squirrel is this large. Like you need a 7x7 area to build a squirrel school. But no, they're running around with fucking elephants.
I know. I was gonna say you can't be having an elephant student go to the same cafeteria that a mouse student's in. Like. If that mouse dies, that's not on him.
It wouldn't even register. There's no way it would fucking register. No. You know, elephants
are afraid of mice.
They're not actually.
Weird.
I don't know. It was like a weird racial thing.
It must really.
Yeah, it was like the propagation of like a real. I don't remember the exact story, but it's like the propagation of like a weird racial thing from like the 20s.
I thought it was like one dude with an elephant in Africa or India was like, just his elephant like freaked out at a mouse, and he's like, hey, they do that.
They're all like this.
Yeah, all of them.
Every single one of them's like fucking. It's like, I don't have an elephant. What do I know?
He's so desperate to be like the first on something. His elephant freaks out. He turns like, they're all like that, Steve.
Like, don't fucking. Mine's not defective, all right, just because he's afraid of ants.
It's like on a date, the parents are like, bad elephant. He's like, no, actually, they're
actually big elephant guy here. You have no idea what the fuck you're talking about. And so, it was a very interesting episode 1 of season 3. So we see the Shishigumi post Louis. They're kind of scrambling. There's like a big.
They got a new guy, the new leader.
There's a new leader who's got a switchblade, which seems redundant when you have claws.
There are so many characters in this episode.
Yeah.
whose face we don't see. They pull that bit 3 times, no less than 3 times.
There's the lion guy.
There's Lion. There's Legoshi's granddad.
Oh, who's a lizard?
Who's a lizard
Who's
man.
a vibrant lizard man.
I haven't confirmed this yet, but I swear to God, I somehow jokingly called that. In like one of my reactions, I'll get someone to find it. In one of my Beastars reactions from like 2 years ago, I make a joke about Legoshi's parents being lizards. And I remember, the reason I remember is because there was a comment where people were like, you're not going to believe what I'm about to tell you.
Crazy.
So I don't know what the deal is, but there's him. And then in the very beginning, there's a detective. There's like a hard-boiled detective just stroking some carrots.
He's like, I'm the Beastar. Yeah, the wolf guy. He's like, I'm this world's the Beastar.
I am become the Beastar.
Yeah, like and he's like, oh, I have to go get Lego shoot. They do that bit 3 times.
3 times.
They also show that lion twice.
Yeah.
So the lion kills the in the worlds where there's no Italian food guy. Yeah, and he's like,
was that what we did last week?
What?
In a world where there's no Italian food, do you eat a person?
No, that's a bit from years ago.
Yeah, what was that?
That was when I first watched Beastars.
Season 1?
Yeah.
Wow, what a throwback.
Years ago.
Do you still stand by it?
Do I stand by biting that man's finger off in a world where there's no Italian food and those are Olive Garden breadsticks?
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe, absolutely. I get sick of fucking... Oh, man, I get sick of like a red... I'm like, I can't do another Red Lobster Cheddar Bay biscuit or a fucking Texas Roadhouse cinnamon bread roll. I need an Olive Garden breadstick. Depends how much it costs me.
Yeah, I wonder what
if you go on National Meat Day or whatever.
No, I Love Meat Day.
Dude,
it's
he's
half
fucking
off.
slashing. What's the incentive for him?
Dude, I was gonna say, he wants the fingers gone. Like these fingers
money.
are going fast.
Apparently not, because he's been there for like a year and he's got the same amount of fingers.
I love to like. It's so funny that he starts by being like, the world's going to shit. I almost turned into that Smashing Pumpkins songs, like, the world is a vampire.
Oh, okay, gotcha, yeah.
But he's like, the world's going to shit. We used to have a beautiful I Love Meat Day, but now it's just an excuse for gangs to crawl out of their crevices.
Yeah.
This gang, this gang, this gang. And I'm like, oh man, this is like a haunting narration, like a kind of creepy fourth wall break. And then he's like, but anyway, it's Golden Week, so half off fingers.
Yeah, so buy 1, get 2.
Yeah, bitch, this was a sales pitch. Yeah. Lead with the slashing prices.
Yeah, and it's like, did you wake up this morning? You're like, we got to do 30% off. I hope no one buys it today.
YouTube partner manager is like emailing.
Yeah, he's like, sorry, buddy, we're not doing the views we used to. We got to cut prices here.
Yeah.
You're like, fuck.
Did you see? I probably shouldn't talk about this.
What?
I got an email. Did you get an email about a new YouTube AI thing they're rolling out?
Nope.
Whatever. This, I'll talk about it.
Okay.
I don't think I'm under an NDA.
I can't imagine you would be.
Who knows? But YouTube is rolling out something. I was a little sassy about it.
Okay.
'Cause my YouTube partner manager was like, hey, and for those of you who don't know, YouTube partner manager will just email you regarding like if you have issues with YouTube and stuff, and then also they'll just tell you like new features coming to YouTube.
For those of you who don't know, Google has purposely made YouTube so incredibly confusing that those of us who don't exist in the 1% of the content creator class will not understand it and will perpetually live in a constant state of, I don't understand why my video got flagged. Yeah. But those of us who make YouTube hundreds of thousands of dollars a year get a YouTube partner manager who gets to solve all those problems for us.
But so anyway, I got an email and she was explaining like, she was like, yeah, so there's this new feature we're rolling out, and it was like buried under a bunch of like, it was like, we want to give more flexibility to creators and brand owners and this and that. And so now you can opt in to have your videos selected by third-party companies and used to teach generative AI. So third-party companies, if you want, can take your content and use it to teach AI, which also, if it's doing that, the way generative AI works, means that they could essentially like make a video of you.
Yep.
And so I was like, I wrote something along the lines of like, blank, like, dear blank, thank you so much for reaching out to me. Sorry I haven't been a good like email buddy because I take so long to email her back. But I was like, sorry I haven't been a good email buddy. I've been sitting here trying to write an email response for the past like 5 minutes now, but really it just comes down to why would anybody choose to do this?
How at the end of your life, of your YouTube career, dude, listen, if tomorrow I was going to quit, like being a YouTuber, I'd be like, take it, sure.
Well,
make me and fucking pump out my content forever as long as I'm getting paid on all of it. But
well,
like,
that's the thing. My email to her, the reason I replied, I was like, I gotta be honest, what's the incentive for a creator to do this? Like, why would anyone do this?
Yeah.
Why would anyone willingly do this if, like, other than just out of the kindness of their heart to random third parties they don't know? I was waiting for her to be like, oh, well, third parties can, like, pay for every video they take or whatever. No, she was just like, it's just an option if you want. Just if you want to.
So not paid.
Not paid. But you make no money on it.
In the beginning of the email, you said, like, we're looking for creators to find new ways to monetize.
No. We're looking for them to give them flexibility. Not new ways to monetize.
What does that mean?
It doesn't monetize.
What the fuck does flexibility mean?
It's like the option.
To have AI.
To third that's literally
the
it.
option to have AI become you, and oh, there goes your fucking income.
Yeah. Isn't that crazy? There's no... Even if she was like, oh, you make money on each one they take, I wouldn't do it because I'm not into AI. But like, I was waiting for that. I was like, why would anyone click that box? And thankfully, because the reason I read the whole thing too, I was like, if this is on by default, I'm like jumping to Vimeo or something. Like, but thankfully it's not like checked by default. You have to like do it yourself. But yeah, it's so weird. It's like I owe it to these third-party AI thing, like just to advance technology. Why would I do this?
No.
Why would I give them my content?
Oh, cool. Let me further the death of fucking content.
Yeah.
Awesome. Yeah, absolutely.
It was insane.
That's nuts as fuck. I can't believe. I'm sure that people they're probably already doing it anyways.
Yeah.
Like you can download videos from YouTube. Like technically, like, people don't really need our consent.
I do it for my own shit. Like when I want to make a TikTok, I'll like of an old video, I go to a third-party website, download my video, and edit it. Like you could just take a video,
you can download it straight from the YouTube Studio app.
Yeah, I didn't know that.
Yeah, just like straight from the YouTube Studio. Just like the fucking 3 dots, click download, and you got it right there.
I was using Y2 Mate.
Why? Are you just getting the MP4s?
This is what I knew. Yeah.
Okay. But not okay. Yeah, crazy. Just download it straight from YouTube.
Yeah,
you absolute sycophants. And so yeah, the mouse got fucked.
Mouse got fucked up. That girl, the llama.
No survival instincts whatsoever. In a long line of herbivores who have just no fucking survival instincts whatso goddamn ever.
No survival instincts as an herbivore, as a woman in her like early 20s.
In a slum house, like a fucking slum section.
She's paying for like a $15 apartment in Compton, Tokyo.
Yeah.
And is like hearing a dude screaming and clawing at the floorboards. Runs into him in like the communal bathroom of this like run down the raid style apartment building. He's a 7-foot tall, shirtless monster of a carnivore. She's like, I'm gonna introduce myself.
She's like, you know what? Now's the time.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, he's going through fucking flashbacks in the room over, like, I left Kevin behind.
Well, and then later, she's like, you know what? I'm gonna put a stop to this once and for all.
Yeah.
Oh my God, call the police.
Oh my God. Move.
Just move.
I
Just
can't
leave.
imagine the down payment was that much for this fucking shithole.
And then she goes to his apartment where he's screaming and moaning, opens the door, and she's like, unlocked. That's not safe. For you, bitch.
He's the biggest guy here in a fucking teeth-run economy.
Psychotic.
And then
psychotic behavior.
And then he like jumps on top of her and he's like, and then like he's like, oh, that was weird. And she was like, he was like, can I ask why you stayed? And she was like, you called me by my name. And it's like, hey, bitch. Not enough reason. Not get the fuck out of. They're all so horny to be eaten.
Yeah, they love it. They love the rush. I think they just love. I'd get it. I'd get the rush of like teasing a predator, of being like, you want to eat me so bad, I'm gonna put my whole ass calf in your mouth. You know, like,
you want this fucking? I'm in doing calf raises.
Yeah. But then if you get eaten, dude. That's on you.
That's on you.
That's
gotta
the
know
game
that.
you play.
You gotta know that. That's me when I walk down like fishnets, like in the middle of LA, and I'm just like, something gonna take me. And then they do. You know what they do? You know, and that's I went for the rush, and it happened. 3 a.m. just strutting in fishnets.
Yeah, let's talk about that after.
Yeah. It's like I've been trying to reach you
Just
for a while
some
now.
trauma.
Yeah.
You're like, you just like laugh and one tear comes down.
I don't know why I did it. So yeah, wild show filled with wild events.
I liked it. Season 3, episode 1 we were so back, baby. I'm so excited for like the new gangs. I like that it's like, I didn't love when the gang stuff was introduced in season 2.
Yeah, we're just not doing high school anymore.
We're just not. I mean, Haru's literally in college.
Haru's in college, living just a better life without Legoshi. Like her friend, her other like dwarf rabbit friend, pulls up with her lion boyfriend, and everyone's like, "That got." Listen, there's been a lot of racism adjacent things
that got out of hand.
The 2 llamas being like, "Oh, it smells like carnivore." I was like, Jesus Christ, bitch, fuck, tone it down.
Well, it's crazy too. I get the racism towards carnivores, but it's because they're violent and may eat you.
Yeah.
Do this later.
Yeah.
You know, like if you're like racist against him because you think he'll devour you, maybe don't be like, that's our meal ruined.
Yeah. Don't be like, listen, yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
If you think like, oh, man, if fucking properly provoked, that dude could eat me, then being like, as you walk past them, like, fuck, man.
In their defense, though, when she was like, yeah, meet my boyfriend, and he sat down, my heart dropped, and I was like, oh, I'm gonna hate crime. I'm like, oh, I'm gonna say something bad about this guy. But
I just thought he was part of the Shishigumi. I was like, oh, God. I was like, how the fuck? What's this overlap? Haru's like, oh, you look familiar.
I'm so, like, what do you call it? Like immersed in this world now that he sat down and I clutched my pearls. I was like,
oh goodness,
this is improper.
Yeah, I mean, I can imagine that Haru would actually probably have a pretty complicated like reaction to that on account of the fact that she was literally abducted by 32 goddamn lions, sexually assaulted, and then watched her boyfriend and a panda lightly push over 32 pandas.
True.
Or lions.
Considering how pro-segregation these segments are every week, we gotta like follow it up immediately with like, all right, and also this week we read chapter 3 of Malcolm X's biography.
No, that's what fucking Moishino Dorito did, dude. We can't.
That's true.
We can't fucking preach black doctrine to black audiences. We don't know it, Danny. Come on. No, I think everyone understands.
Wow, what a throwback.
Thanks, I tried my hardest. I think everybody understands that we're talking about lions and fucking rabbits. Anyways, you want to talk about? Ironically, more fucking.
Hold on, I can do this.
Listen, if there's one talk of sexual interactions that's made me less comfortable than Beastars this week, it came from Blue Lock. Because my God, why was this entire episode of Blue Lock just 20 minutes of sperm monologue? Like all right, we're talking about episode, I believe, 11.
Let me check. You
10.
keep going.
We're talking about 10 or 11 of Blue Lock.
I'm gonna read what the synopsis is.
Oh, let's go. They have to say the word sperm.
Let's see. Episode 35 total, so I don't know.
So that would be 11. Christ, is there going to be 24 episodes this season? Oh,
stop.
Once we get to 12, we stop, Danny. Official pact, Danny. Next episode's the last one we watch.
Shinda, agreed.
Yeah.
Shidao. I like when there's an O and a U. Shido enters the flow and unleashes his Big Bang drive to score another goal. Isagi demands that Ego let them win, and Ego subs Barrow in to cause chaos on the field. And then there's a period, and then it goes, and the other players start to find their flow, ... in quotes.
Yeah, their flow?
Yeah.
Gotcha.
That's so fun.
That's more or less exactly, once again, they nailed it.
Yeah,
description just tells you exactly everything that's going to happen in the episode. Just so much sperm analogy. Just so there's fucking sperms flying around. Shido's like, I'm going to make everybody in Japan pregnant with my presence. He calls his kick the Big Bang drive.
The Big Bang drive.
It's so, and then like the entire time they're talking about like him getting his flow, it's a bunch of sperm swimming to an egg. And I was just like, can we not? They're like, oh, this 17-year-old's fucking shooting loads over the entire fucking crowd here.
It's so funny because Blue Lock is just about soccer. And they love introducing new characters. There's so many. I struggle to think of an anime with a higher character turnaround than Blue Lock.
Yeah, they just introduced like Hiyori.
I guess Naruto has an outrageous amount, but not in this.
Naruto started with an outrageous amount and actually literally cut its way down as the show progressed.
Yeah, it's not till like the tuning exams that like a lot of characters start popping up, I feel like. But like
it's really just like 14, 15, I'd say,
at least,
not including senseis.
But at least that they're ninjas, and they can, like, their backstories can be anything.
And they have different, like, Kekkei Genkai, they have different jutsus.
Yeah, there's so much variety to be had.
Yeah.
This is just soccer, and so when you want to introduce 30 characters that all need some soccer-related personality or backstory, you start to just run through literally anything you can.
Yeah.
And now we've hit Sperm Boy.
There's like 4 characters who are like, my body moves reflexively based off the things that I anticipate on the field, and I just end up there. Like, that is literally, it's fucking the defensive guy, it's Shido, it's Rin, it's every good soccer player is like, I don't think my body just takes me there, and it's like, that's their whole soccer related thing. They just have different colored hair.
Yeah, every now and then Blue Lock, Blue Lock is very smartly written and well written. Every now and then, though,
for a shonen sports manga.
Yeah. Every now and then, though, it, like, tries to be smarter than it can handle.
Yeah.
And I've been seeing the clip go around from season 1 where Isagi's, like, unlocks, like, eye vision. Like, he unlocks direct line of sight.
Yeah.
Where he's like, wait a minute, if I run behind him, his cone of vision can't reach me. And they show a little diagram of the dude's, like, line of sight, and he's like, that's it. That's my alchemical reaction. Yeah. And it just shows, like, just cuts to him just running behind a guy, and the guy's like, huh? Where? And it's like, bitch, you discovered eyes?
Yeah, fucking, oh no, they're not literally in the back of our head. It's like Neji versus the fucking spider guy in the Sasuke retrieval arc, where he's like trying to aim at his blind spot, but just substantially less compelling and or more realistic.
Yeah.
It's so silly. Everything is so silly. But this episode did get me hyped, low-key.
Yeah.
The Big Bang Drive did look kind of good. That was like, oh my god, the ball's being animated. I can see, like, even though it was like, oh cool, the one time we decided to animate something, it was sperm swimming.
Yeah.
It still looked kind of good. Baro getting subbed in was kind of hype.
Yeah. I agree.
I like that it's like, oh, Baro, you go in and just literally consume Isagi. I thought that was kind of sick. Like, he's like, hey, your entire purpose out there is to fucking play against your team. Just be an absolute chaos goblin. I loved Isagi being like, listen, 4 eyes. To like, just like being like to Ego, like, listen, 4 eyes, we're winning this fucking game. That was dope.
I love Isagi's such a fun protagonist.
Even though he's like inarguably the least compelling person in the show.
He was better in season 1. Yeah. He's like barely in it now. Yeah. And when he is, he's just having a crisis of puzzle pieces falling out of him. Yeah. But like, he's so cool because he's so like not better than anyone else, like morally, where he's like, the show is one of the best first episodes, I feel like, if you've seen other sports anime.
Oh yeah. Where him kicking like the ball straight at the dude.
Yeah. And like, I love that Isagi now is like, yeah, he's like, we do have to work together. That's the only way we'll win. Yeah. But then like, when it comes down to it, he's like, I'm just like, I'll fucking fight you for real if I have to.
Yeah. like he was like, I'm gonna assault the man who's like, who could absolutely throw. He has tasers in his suits. Like, this thing is like, fucking pull up on Ego, dude. You'll get shocked to death.
Yeah. If somebody came up to Isagi and was like, hey, tonight we're breaking Bato's legs. Like, are you down? I feel like Isagi would be in on it.
He probably would. He'd have to be.
Yeah.
My last note from this episode is flow, sperm, balls. What is this? Health class?
You're so proud of yourself. There's a face you do that I dread.
That was pretty good.
You're just like, it's like you're imagining dragging these nuts across your face.
Yep.
Where you're like you. I hate it.
Yo, like
I just love
it's my fucking
flow, sperm, balls. What is this? Health class?
So ever since COVID, I squint when I smile. And I was like, cause like occasionally if me and Dorothy are walking around and like we're just like hanging out, I was like that.
I know why. Because the mask.
The mask. You had to show people that you were smiling with your eyes, right? And she was like, "Are you being racist?" And I was like, "What? I'm smiling at you." And she was like, "I know you're like making a squint joke." And I was like, "Why is that where your fucking brain would jump
It's
to?"
So funny.
Yeah. No. So
It fucked me up for a bit. Would you smile and squint?
No.
Yeah, so when I would work, I was working in a bakery in Ithaca during COVID.
I would love to see this arc.
And-
God, I would love to see this arc.
It was awful. It really disillusioned me from any restaurant because I'm like, I used to go to that bakery and everyone was like, it's the real college hotspot.
Yeah.
And I was like,
fucking dog. Dude, restaurants are horny as hell. Something about the yeast, man.
that's it, baby. You get your hands in the dough, and you're like, man, what if this was a boob?
What if this was a woman's small intestine? I'm sorry, continue. Yeah, try it. Yeah, that's what I was going for.
But it was like the college hangout spot, and everyone was like, dude, their bagels are so good, this and that. And then I worked there, and I was like, this place can't be that good because they've allowed me to work here for a year.
It's like the fucking drivers in LA. They are bad by the extension of having you on the road.
Yeah, exactly. I think about that anytime someone's like, dude, like, League of Legends, like, or not League of Legends, but like this video game community is so non-toxic. Like, it's famously void of toxicity. And I'll go like, well, that's not true because I'm a part of it.
Yeah.
So
yeah, I am fucking bringing this all down a couple of pegs. I've been playing Marvel Rivals, which is not that toxic. Not nearly as toxic as Overwatch has been, and I have been the worst. If you're playing an Overwatch game and like your tanks are better than like the other team's tanks, by the end you say like tank diff.
Yeah.
If there's another Wanda and I get more kills than them, I just say Wanda diff at the end of the game. And I'm just like, it's a specific attack. I'm like, how dare you play my fucking character?
I love a diff. I used to love playing For Honor, and you run into like the same character, and then you're just like emote stuttering at him. Why was I talking about this? Restaurant. Oh, at the restaurant, because you're working like 10-hour days, like double shifts, and I'd get tired. Like when I would smile at people, I would just do the squint where I'm just, and then like, and yeah, people can tell because it doesn't really look like a smile. And then I had a coworker who'd come up and like lower the mask, and it's just.
Yeah, you just look like a fucking like a father who just found out bad news about his son or something. Like, No, you look Daenerys. You look Daenerys Targaryen in that one meme where she was just like squint smiling. Yeah. So yeah, that's Blue Lock. I don't really talk about that much.
Yeah, me too. So I got caught in my skin. My skin looks so good finally.
Can we talk about Daima?
Yes.
Okay. Earlier this week we were filming for AnimeIrl. Your project, your baby boy, your favorite, your absolute favorite thing you love doing every single week. You just adore it. You're like,
That's me. I gobble it up. I go yum 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 yum.
Yum 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 yum. I'm so happy I'm not at my desk right now. Yum 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 yum.
This week was very fun, and I like that we're doubling down on the game shows.
Yes, we're doubling down on the game shows and the consequences.
Yeah, that's fun.
We're bringing tasers next week.
This week was. Can't wait to host.
Yeah. You're not hosting.
I disagree.
You actually might be hosting.
Who's hosting?
I think actually you are hosting. We're doing Jeopardy though. So.
Yeah. Steven? Because Steven won't get tased?
Yeah, yes, ironically, even though he is
I hate Steven
even though he is the person providing the 6 tasers. Yeah.
It's gonna hurt.
Yeah, listen.
What if I just know the answers?
There's no guarantee you get tased.
Dude,
I'm gonna give you a little peek behind the curtain.
Yeah.
We're playing Jeopardy.
Yeah.
There's gonna be consequence squares. It's like Bowser's faces. If you get the question right, you get to pass the punishment to somebody else.
The way.
And then they have to spin the wheel to get what punishment. So it's gonna be like pepper spray, hot pepper, taser, and then there's gonna be like subtle ones.
These are so much worse than any other thing we've ever done.
Okay, well those are like there's 18 spaces on it.
Okay.
One of them's gonna be pepper spray. One of them's gonna be taser. Like 4 of them are gonna be like Lego walk of death, where we're gonna have a bunch of Legos on the ground. You have to walk over barefoot. Like it's like they're not all gonna be really bad, but there's gonna be some bad ones in there.
I feel like one of them shouldn't be pepper spray.
I feel like one of them should be pepper spray.
Pepper spray, I think, is like a medically ill-advised.
Okay, what about like a?
I'll do taser.
Oh, Richard found a way to legally acquire a flashbang.
I don't want. You're the one who's always like, "Oh, you want information out of me? Go for my eyes."
Yeah.
Why are you like, "Oh, we should blind ourselves permanently"?
Listen, Richard said it's not that bad with eyes and ears on. That's what he's. I don't know.
First off, the way I'm going to be bringing like $30,000 in cash to get out of each of these.
Get the questions right.
Second.
Yep.
if I land on something that's like pepper spray or flashbang, I'm gonna be like, taste me twice. I don't give a shit. Like, I'm simply not consuming pepper.
Fine.
If Steven gets to not do it because he's dumb and scared, I shouldn't be punished.
Forced into it.
Yeah,
I think, okay.
for being charismatic and smart, that's why I have to do them.
All across the board, fair, honestly. Maybe we'll just do like eat a hot pepper.
Okay.
One chip challenge.
Okay.
I got a one chip challenge somewhere around the house here.
You ever done it?
No.
All of this sounds awful. All of this I'm ill-equipped to do.
It's kind of the idea.
I like how I've had 1 week on AnimeIrl where I've enjoyed being there, and then you guys are like, turn the car around.
Yep. We're thinking about doing like public embarrassment.
Okay, how's that?
We get to call somebody, like we go through your contacts and we call somebody and you have to explain to them like the plot of a hentai or something.
All of this is so intense.
None of it's good, dude.
Oh, I gotta study. Okay.
Yeah, it's all bad. It's all bad across the board. All right, Daima. The reason I'm talking about AnimeIrl is because last week when we were filming AnimeIrl, Ty, my intern, told us my favorite part of every week is Dragon Ball Daima. And that's why Ty is no longer with us. I had to fire him right then. I was like, you have no taste.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, you have to go.
Yeah, I'm surprised. That kid should be on suicide watch.
Both
if
Richard
the best,
and him were like, oh, Dragon Ball Daima, what a fun romp this is.
If Dragon Ball Daima is the best part of Ty's week,
he's a huge DC fan too. Like Creature Commandos is out.
Someone needs to check on him.
Yeah.
I won't. He's a freak. Yeah. But that's devastating. Mm-hmm. This episode was so close to like kind of turning things around.
Yeah.
And at every turn, it was like...
It just made the wrong choice.
Yeah.
Yep.
So this is what episode? 10?
10. Yes, episode 10.
This is episode 10. Ku goes and fights the second...
Tamagami. The first Tamagami.
The first Tamagami. No, this is a different one. This was a skinny one.
It was the first one.
It's not the one Goku fought.
I know.
Okay.
It doesn't have a Dragon Ball anymore. Why would he go fight that one?
Well...
He was fighting the Tamagami in the first Demon World.
I see. But anyway, yeah, so he fights one of the Tamagamis and loses.
Yep.
He just loses to it. And then he's like, sorry, but I'm good at other things. I'm really fast and I can sing, so I'm really good to go shopping with. Cool. Whatever. Sick to see that even the like Majin Buu equivalent that they hyped up that might be the only thing to stand up against Goku can't even beat the thing that he didn't even have to go like Super Saiyan 3 to fight.
Also, like, how does it know it can sing? It's been alive for like 12 hours.
I know.
Was it singing all the way to the Tamagami? Like,
how does it know shopping?
It was just like, right? How does it know shopping, Dan? And it was like it hypes itself up. It's like super ready. The fight between the Majin Ku and Tamagami is pretty good. And then the Tamagami just starts pressuring Majin Ku, and then Majin Ku just turns into the sniveling, whining bitch. And then he's like, "Well, that was fun. I forfeit. I lose. Goodbye." Survives the entire thing. And I was like, cool. So like, exactly. I was like, yeah, strip Majin Ku of all of the intimidation factor of Buu. They don't even like that's like the entire reason that Majin Buu worked so well. It's like Majin Buu was like nonverbal. Like it was like just like this fucking like young like NBA young boy just like stanced up like I'm just gonna beat the piss
Buu
out. Buu
talks.
Hardly. Not
like,
Kid Buu.
Candy.
Yeah, not Kid Buu. Like I'm talking about the intimidation factor of Kid Buu.
Yeah.
But also like a factor of why the original Buu was so incredibly intimidating is the fact that like he had this childlike anger.
Yeah.
And it was like, oh, if you take like the way a kid will throw a bitch fit, if you take what they what they want from them, like that's what Majin Buu would do.
Yeah.
Majin Ku is just a sniveling fucking loser.
It's just boring. Majin Buu was intimidating because he was so silly, but then he punched the head off of Bobbity.
Yeah.
And he was like going on rampages with this childlike wonder. And that was scary because it's like, I don't know how to get a handle on this guy. And there are scenes where like throughout the whole arc of Buu, Goku's constantly trying to reason with him. And that's part of the intimidation factor where it's like, Cell, just evil. You can't reason with him, so why even try? Frieza, just evil, can't reason with him. And with Buu, there is a sense that you're like, he is just a kid.
His homies with Satan.
His homies with Satan.
Yeah.
There is an idea of like, if I can just get through to him, I may have a chance at saving the planet because none of us are strong enough to beat him physically. He's like immortal. And so it's scary when you're like losing the argument because then you're like, if this becomes a fight, there's nothing I can do.
Exactly. And so I think what they're going to end up doing here is that Majin Ku is going to not be the main, because remember they're like, hey, let's not use both the Cybermen seeds for this Majin. So I think like Majin Ku isn't going to be the one that fights Goku in the end. Right, like when the floating version, the witch version of Babidi started making like the Majin, eventually became Majin Ku. They're like, oh, we have 2 Cybermen seeds left. Let's only use 1 here. So I think they're probably going to use it again and somehow like make Majin Ku 2 stronger.
Yeah.
But like, so why
That'd
did
be
we?
Cool, but whatever.
So why did we make Majin Ku? Like, I just like it's such a long line of like, why the fuck did we do this thing?
They fight a Kraken.
They
for
fight
a long time. Just speaking of why are we doing
Do they
this?
even fight a Kraken? Like the Kraken eats their ship, and then a Pansy flies back, grabs a Dragon Ball. Goku flies out of the Kraken's mouth with her. Yeah. And I was just like, there's just an insane, insane amount of plane related mishaps. Like it's just like every single episode there is a plane related mishap. And the second they get to the fucking second demon world, they're like, oh, the air's not heavy down here. So I was like, cool, ditch the plane. I was like, you don't need the plane anymore. And then the plane got eaten. So I was like, cool, that problem is fixed. You're not like, you can fly for as long as you want because you're not flying through molasses down here. But like,
it's genuinely, all of this would be fine. It'd all be fixed because I get that like some of the the counters to all this is like, why are you so hung up on like Majin Ku not being cool and on this and that? Like because
there's no compelling antagonist in the entire story.
Well, I feel like the counter, they're like, oh, it's supposed to be more lighthearted. It's an adventure. The problem is, it's not even close to funny.
Yeah.
Like, there are times when I'm, like, genuinely confused if, like, what they're saying is a joke.
I don't know. Hybis does put a smile on my face. I will say Hybis puts a smile on my face.
Hybis is the only thing close to funny. But it's not funny, and it's just, like, a failure of storytelling. It's like you said, where it's like, why are we like, it's just, shit's just happening.
Yeah.
And none of it's posing a real challenge. It's like going on an actual road trip in real time.
You know what I said at the end? I said this entire show is a One Piece travel episode.
Yeah.
Like, you know, like when like they're between islands, like there's like 2 episodes between islands. That is this entire show is just like, oh, we're done with Alabasta. Let's now get to the next island. And there's like, oh no, a Sea King. Yeah. Oh, we lost Nami's orange tree. Like it's literally just ship related nonsense that gets fixed completely non-consequentially.
Yeah.
That is the entire thing. It's the building of stakes without anything on the line. And you're like, cool, so this is all incredibly hollow. Nothing is ever going to threaten Goku. Fucking Majin Ku can't beat one of the Tamagamis. Fucking Goku barely needed to struggle against maybe the 3rd Tamagami is the weakest out of all of them, but like, who's to say, genuinely? But that being said, the light side of this episode was I love Hybis. Hybis being like talking like Bulma's like, I'm never turning back into an adult. Like so incredibly fair, mind you. She still has the mind of an adult, but now she has the body of a child. She gets to effectively restart her life. She's like 45. And she's like, what if we just don't wish back? And she was like talking to Vegeta. And she was like, well, what if you just wish yourself back? And he's like, no, we're married. I'm not gonna be married to a child. And Hybis is like, don't mind. He's like, fucking tap me in, Chief. And I was like, oh my God, Hybis, no. And then Hybis is like, oh, Vegeta, you don't want to marry this child. What are you, a big boobs guy? And Vegeta was like,
Vegeta's like, hey, Hybis.
What's crazy is Vegeta wasn't like, no, it's because she would be a child. He was like, well, I do love tits. Like, that was the entire thing.
You know me, I'm Vegeta.
Yeah, like, that was the entire, he was like, no, I was like, I'd marry a kid, but like, only if they had fat titties.
Yeah. Yeah, dude, Hybis just being a real one, man.
And I don't really remember what the end of this episode was about. Because
they introduced Dabura's like predecessor, and he's like a big Greek-looking dude.
Yeah, there was that, and then also I have a note right here that says Rhinus lore came out of nowhere, which was like there was like the Rhinuses, and they created all of the universes.
Yeah,
which is like not that's brand new lore.
Just out of nowhere.
Because like so far as we know, it was like Zeno and whatever Zeno 2.0 that were in charge of all the universes, and then like maybe above them was like the self insert of Toriyama. Like that was like the power scaling, like who controlled the universes. But now they're establishing that like Rhinuses created all of the universes. There's just been a weird amount of like fucking retcons and just like new information that they're just kind of tossing in here haphazardly.
It's all weird. It's also weird that they're on like fake Namek in the demon world.
Like Namek 1.0.
Yeah, like, well, I guess 2.0, right?
Well, no, because the Namekians started in the demon world and then ventured out and made Namek.
It's just like on top, for 11 episodes or for 10 episodes, we've been complaining that like all Toriyama does is recycle stuff. Do not send them back to Namek.
And we're like, not even really,
yeah,
actually.
not that much. No. Like, yeah, it's just all boring and lazy and it feels bored.
No poop jokes.
No poop jokes, but he said boobs.
Yeah,
so,
he did. Oh, yeah, he did. He was like, I want Bulma's big. Listen.
I think Piccolo was the one who was like, you didn't say no. Like,
and Vegeta was like, oh, well. And then they played him out. And they're like, boom, 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 boom. And then fucking the plane just flipped on right by. Oh, Christ, what a nightmare. Creature Commandos, good episode this week.
I know, I didn't have time to see it. Was it good?
It was a lot of fun.
I watched episode 1 with you. That was fun.
Yes. Episode 3 is what I'm talking about. Yeah. Very good episode. I think they're kind of like spending one episode of like what is effectively probably going to be this 8-episode season to like talk about every single one of the characters. Yeah. And this character was GI Robot, whose entire directive is just killing Nazis.
Dude, there's a bit in episode 1 where GI Robot is like standing guard outside of the princess's room, and he's just like, and then in 1943, I was escorting General Platoon. Like,
yeah, and he's like fucking Knight of the Nocturne, 123 Nazis killed. And I was like, hell yeah, dude. And I've had so much free time now that Dorothy's here. Like usually, like me and Dorothy watch Love Island, we chat, we cook dinner, all that. I've had so much like free time. I'm like caught up on all the anime I'm watching. So I've gone back to movies. I watched Inglourious Bastards a couple days ago.
Oh, nice.
So I was watching Nazis get juiced. And then in this episode of fucking Creatures Commandos, more Nazis getting juiced and like viscerally. Like this is a very gory show. Like, people are just getting like their guts falling out. They're like trying to hold on to them, like their brains blowing out the back of their heads. Like Creature Commandos is as R-rated as it gets.
Yeah, I like Dr. Phosphorus.
Dr. Phosphorus is fucking awesome.
He's fun. Good name, too.
Great name. Cool. Let's talk Dandadan.
Dandadan, Dandadan, Dandadan. I've been listening to that so much.
Oh, just like in your free time?
Dude, I think Creepy Nuts may be like a masterpiece of a band.
They're great. It's just one guy, though.
My God.
Yeah, so is
That's
that
not even 2 singers?
No, it's all one singer.
Wow.
I think he has like a producer. Let's see. Creepy Nuts. It looks like 2 guys when you look up a photo, of them, but I'm pretty sure it's just the one guy.
I love it. The Dandadan theme is so good. The Mashal 2 theme is so good.
Mm-hmm. No, they're all very, very good. Like everything they've dropped has been fantastic. All right, Dandadan. The found family grows, and everyone is insane. How do you feel about Jiji?
Can you go to my YouTube page real quick?
I go to your YouTube page?
Yeah, go to my YouTube page. Look up my second most recent video posted.
Second most recent Motta 3, baby.
YouTube.
I can't believe that you don't have Motta 1.
I know.
When you go to home, you're pinned.
I can't believe you think my YouTube is Motta 3.
That's just what I Google. Everyone was right about Has-Been Hotel 9 months ago.
You know that's not my most recent video.
Am I the only one who hates Jiji, you say?
That's
Wild.
the title.
Wild. What's wrong with this?
What do you mean what's wrong with him?
He's so lovable.
What's lovable about him?
He's a goofy little guy.
I can't wrap my head around how anyone would want to spend more than 8 seconds with him. There are so many scenes where he will perform the most obnoxious doofus behavior I've ever seen, and then someone will be like, damn, he's cool though.
People love a doofus.
What do you mean?
Well, he's 6'2" and he's got earrings and nice hair in Japan. That'll get you some fucking leeway.
This is the single meanest school in all of anime history. They hate Okarun just for existing.
Yes.
They were going to murder. They're going to drag.
They were going to kill Ira.
They're going to kill Ayase. They're going to drag her into the street and beat her to death with clubs and rocks because they thought that she was mean to Ira. And yet this dude comes in and he's like, what's up, gay boys?
Yeah.
And they're like, fuck, Jiji, that's just cool as hell.
I mean, if you looked like Jiji, you could get away with that
like
shit,
an idiot?
No,
like a doof?
Like a tall,
like a bowl-cut doofus?
He's got like Korean pop model hair. The fucking straights. He's got your hair, Danny. He's got your hair.
Absolutely not.
Danny,
He has an orange bowl cut.
Danny, he has literally the exact way you've styled your hair, Jiji has.
That's just not right.
That's
just not right.
I'm showing you.
He looks like a fucking Go-Gurt mascot. He looks like he sells
Gigi
fruit.
the cat.
Nice. It's Jiji.
Yeah, I know.
He looks like he sells fruit by the foot to minors.
Danny, if you brought your hair in from the side, it's a center part with bangs on each side.
I look nothing like that freak. You take it back.
He
looks ready to go parachuting.
We wish we were this freak. He's like 6'2". That's why that's because he's attractive and he's calling girls hot. That's why. It's like fucking Peanut and Beastars. If you're hot, you get away with shit, all right?
He's ugly.
He's not. He's better looking than Okaru.
He's annoying.
Subjective.
He's exhausting.
That's fair. But just so the fuck
Everything's a bit. I know.
Danny.
Hold on. Let me close my glass door to my glass castle. Let me get to the roof real quick. I got some stones.
Yeah, because me and Danny were just like sitting down on the couch before us having like a very serious conversation. Then like halfway through we're like, but skibbity scop. And we're like, cool, we're both gonna slowly back out of this conversation. Yeah, here we go.
God, he's just so tired. She's like, he rounds a corner and she's like, Jiji, I thought you were hanging out with so and such. And he's like, what? Those losers? And I'm like, just say no. Just say no.
He's just a silly
Have a
guy.
goddamn normal conversation.
He's just an undiagnosed ADHD king, you asshole.
I wish he was dead.
You're gonna like him more once you learn his backstory.
Yeah, I know. That's Dandadan. That's the whole show. Let me see if anyone has disagreed with me or commented on that video since I posted.
Yeah, no. Well, so here's the thing. People have a very conflicted relationship with Jiji because Jiji feels in a similar role as Ira does in the story, where he's like best boy, best girl, like alternative A. Right? So like you were like in the beginning, like a couple of episodes ago, you're like, I'm so down for Okarun to not be with Momo. Momo's a bitch to him, and I love Ira. And like some people hold that opinion about Jiji with Momo, where people are like, oh, Jiji should be with Momo kind of thing. So it's like, it's a love square, right? So like Okarun likes Momo, Momo likes Okarun. Ira likes Okarun and Jiji likes Momo. So I guess it's not really a square. It's more of like two triangles that touch in the middle.
And you know, that's gold. Never mind. I blew it.
An M, a rhombus, a heart. Nice, pretty good. It only gets bigger. It gets into a more amorphous kind of blobbish shape.
Yeah, it is. The show is like acquiring a harem for both Isa and
kind
Okarun.
of. Yeah, like, and the wild part is like it plays straight down the middle, kind of. And so the found family is very cute. Okarun walking away silently made me belly laugh. So like when in the beginning of this episode,
I know what you're talking about.
When he's just slinking away, they focused on it for so long. I was like, this is a masterclass in comedy.
I did a bit in my reaction where she's like, all right, we'll take it easy. And he's like, all right. And he just like slinks really slow. And I go, we'll take a little harder than that. She doesn't have all night, dude.
Just fucking, you slowly just like literally goop yourself away.
No, but I liked her being like, it's your turn to say see you tomorrow. And I was like, that's cute as fuck.
Pretty cute.
That's real cute.
So look at you. You're coming around on Okarun Momo. You're an Okase stan.
And Okomo.
Okomo. A Mokarun even.
A Mokarun. Yeah, I am coming around. Although my opinion is easily swayed. That's fair. The second Ira. The reason I'm Mokarun or whatever we said is because Ira literally fucked off to go deal with Ragnarok.
Yeah, kind of.
Hey, is that what the kids are worried about these days? Mm-hmm. Ragnarok?
I mean, she literally tried to light Momo on fire with a fucking cross lighter and then kind of effectively did.
But Ragnarok is like the Norse end of days.
Yeah.
Not something I expect a Japanese teenager to be worried about. It's not like biblical.
I don't know. She's running around with the cross and like holy water trying to fucking...
Christian cross. The Vikings. Have you watched Vinland Saga? The Vikings don't like Christians.
Listen, she's just concerned about Judgment Day in general. Listen, maybe it's like how people are like, oh, there's dragons in all cultures. She's just convinced that there's an end of days. She doesn't know whose it's going to be.
I wonder if it's a mistranslation. Maybe she means the rapture.
No, she almost definitely means Ragnarok.
Why would it be Ragnarok?
Don't try to apply logic
the cross.
Don't apply logic to Dandadan, Dan. Dandadan.
Dandadan.
It's fucking self-proclaimed
Dan.
story here.
Okay, here we go. Some comments.
Okay.
I think Gigi's gonna grow on me, but he hasn't yet. Maybe these episodes will be better once I like this character. Reading the comments, I'm understanding that Jiji is annoying at first, but I agree with you, Danny. I hate the guy.
These are the comments from your video.
Yeah, from my video. But then one goes, hoping his hate for Jiji turns like his old hate for Rompo. So that's a point for Jiji.
Wow.
Never hated Jiji, but I understand why people do. It'll be nice seeing people's opinions of him change later on.
See, the only reason that people would hate
Jiji sucks.
The only legitimate reason that people would think that Jiji isn't like a good character is because they're jealous of the possibility that he might steal Okarun away from Momo.
That's so not it.
That's
so not even close to why I don't like him.
I'm telling you that is a massive foundation of why some people dislike Jiji, because he poses as like a possible NTR risk.
He's just...
Do you know what NTR is?
No. I thought you said AJR.
No, I didn't say AJR. It's not all about your bad music taste.
Yeah.
NTR, and this is for the second time in a row, explaining hentai categories with Nick. NTR is when in a hentai.
What am I touching? Is this you?
No, that would be vastly impressive. That's almost definitely Neutron. Yeah, this is a very big. This is an understatedly large table.
Can you touch my feet?
There's no way.
I'm afraid. Don't look.
Okay. Oh yeah. Beans.
I don't like this at all.
Only our patrons can see that.
Live.
Only the live is able to see that. So if ever there was a reason to get the live, it was just me and Danny locking Beans.
Yeah, that was so bizarre.
Yeah,
I regretted that.
It seems as though the public perception on that is negative. So maybe we keep that one.
We got an oh no from Pierre.
Yeah, we got an oh no on that one, which isn't great. Anyways, what I was gonna say about Jiji. What was I saying?
That it's NTR.
Oh, NTR. So NTR is what happens when in the beginning of a hentai, it'll be like, hey, there's like this boyfriend and this girlfriend. And usually the boyfriend will be like, I don't know how to please my girlfriend. And then a big guy is like, I know how to please your girlfriend. And then he fucks the girlfriend in front of the boy. That's a
What does NTR stand for?
I don't know. But it's a whole hentai category. People really like it. I don't. It makes me sad. Because I'm like, oh, look at this.
It's cucking.
I'm like, look at this lovely couple. And I'm like, oh, look at the death of this lovely couple. I was like, he might not have been good at sex, but I'm sure he listened and he was attentive. Yeah, no, it's not my favorite category by any means.
Nice. What is your favorite category?
Oh, man. That's a great question, Dan. That's a great question.
I didn't want to have to ask it, but that's improv, baby.
It really depends on the night, on the situation. I'd say, can I get back to you on that? I'll do some research tonight.
It'd be awesome if you didn't.
No, I'll get back to you on it for sure. I just gotta do some. I gotta like follow my heart tonight.
I'm gonna get a text in the middle of the night, and it's gonna be all like fucked up and broken lettering, and then it's the next text.
Because I'll be texting you with my left hand.
I was gonna say, and the next text is gonna be like, "Sorry, finishing. It's tentacle porn."
Yeah. Same boat. Yeah. So the only reason, to me, that's the only reason that people would actively, if they've read the manga, dislike Jiji.
Okay. Anime only perspective though.
I can understand.
It's because he's annoying as hell. He's exhausting. Yeah. He's like Mike Guy as a teenager. Which I know sounds like it'd be Rock Lee, but they are distinctly different.
You know where Jiji belongs?
Where?
The disastrous life of Psyche K.
That's what I assume that show is like.
Yeah. To a T, that is that show.
He looks like that kind of character too.
Mm-hmm. He would fit right in Psyche K's unwilling friend group. It's fucking great.
I did get a spoiler about him.
Oh.
Real quick, brief spoiler.
Okay.
Stank, put up a time code.
Okay. Is it that he dies?
Does he?
I'm not going to tell you the answer. You're going to have to oscillate between whether or not I'm fucking with you or not.
I don't know if Dandadan's a show where people die. Here's my prediction. One person will die, and it'll be crazy sad. It'll be like an Ace situation, where like no one really dies. No main character dies, and then there's one that does, and no one shuts up about it ever again. Anyway.
No one ever does shut up about Ace's death. My God, they bring that shit up all the time.
I know.
And the thing is, Ace isn't even really a character until like fucking Alabasta, and even then he's barely a character after it.
I mean, Naruto's like that too, to a lesser extent, because people don't care as much, but with Neji.
With Neji?
Yeah. No one dies in Naruto except Neji. Well, Jiraiya's the one. You're right. That's
they bring up Jiraiya a whole lot more.
That's the ace.
Asuma sometimes. No, I don't really talk about Asuma that much. They bring him back to life. That's
yeah. I get.
Wait, where's the spoiler you have?
Anyway, my spoiler, which is still happening. I saw his form, Jiji's demon form.
Ah,
It's cool.
it's fucking
And
sick.
you know what's funny?
It's a fucking Rinnegan.
I'd seen it before too, because I like just on for a while actually, like my Instagram like suggestion feed would just be like panels from Dandadan and people being like, "This anime is gonna be crazy."
So that's fused Momoshiki, right?
Wow, that is just him.
Isn't it spot on?
Yeah, that's just him.
Yeah.
He also looks like Devilman Crybaby.
A little bit, yeah.
All right. Anyway, the spoiler's done. I'm doing this. I should have said for the live
Scooby-Doo.
people, I'll do this when it's done so you can unmute.
Scoop-a-doop.
Anyway.
Fuck it, it's his form. It's fine.
Yeah.
It's cool.
Anyway, no more spoiler. So that I'm excited for that. I'm wondering. Well, we're out of spoilers. So anyway,
What?
wondering what color it'll be. You know,
I'm wondering if
Don't
we're going to
spoil.
get it this season. I'm wondering if I don't know if we're getting 12 or 24 episodes. If we're only
12,
getting,
I believe.
then we're not going to see it.
it's weird. I read, I smelled. Now we're only getting 12. Let me just check. Dun, 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 dun,
Because if
dun.
we're only getting 12, honestly, I don't listen. I think this is one of those, you know how like sometimes an anime will drop the first 3 episodes because they believe the first 2 episodes don't necessarily stand alone on their own. It's like you need to watch all 3 to fully like to get hooked into this anime kind of thing. I don't think Dandadan's first 12 episodes do enough to genuinely drum up the hype for Dandadan in the way I believe they should be. I think Ira's backstory is really compelling, but like out of that, like outside of like Ira's backstory, what's an episode from this season you genuinely were like, that stood out to me as like really, really, really good content?
I think every episode has been phenomenal.
All of it is very good, but like I don't know, like I want Dandadan to be like the #1 anime on earth, right? And like I can't think of a moment like. Honestly, like if I think about like the first season of JJK, there's like Mai shooting like the Nen bullet and Maki like slicing it in half. There's the Hanami fight. There's so many things from the first season of like JJK where it's like, oh, this is gonna cement this as the #1 manga for a while.
Well, the problem with Dandadan opposed to Chainsaw Man, JJK, like My Hero, stuff like that, is in this first chunk.
Yeah.
If and when this season ends at episode 12, which I do feel like it's like, it doesn't feel very climactic right now, you know? When it ends, there's not a lot for me to like chew on and be excited for in the future. Opposed to like Chainsaw Man, we get introduced to tons of characters.
It is only gonna be 12.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Like the dude who trains Denji in power.
Yeah.
We get introduced to like a lot of the
Katana Man.
What are they called? What are the hunters or killers or whatever they're called? Like
Devil Hunters?
Yeah, devil hunters.
Yeah.
Yeah, we get introduced to the angel devil, the shark devil. All these guys that we get like a little snippet of where I'm like, I can't wait to see all these characters. And then I can also be like, oh man, what are some other fears? Like, you know, like the darkness devil. What is that? People are afraid of the dark. And like, I know like the falling devil and this and that. What?
How do you know about all this?
Just listing fears. But I know about you are such a yapper. That's how I know about this shit.
How do you know about that?
What?
What do you know? What do you know, Dad?
I know that there's like 4 super primordial devils or whatever, primeval devils.
Primal, please.
Yeah, primal, and they're like the big bads.
Three? 3?
If it's not 4, it's because you were wrong.
I can't think of the 4th one. Can I say them out loud? How about you say them out loud?
Falling, death.
Yeah.
That's why?
Yeah, you're right.
Okay.
You're right. I forgot about death. I forgot about the concept
Imagine
of death.
forgetting about death.
Yeah.
The rich man's burden.
Only while we film this.
But yeah, I was also partly rattling off fears. But the point is that like even if I didn't know about that, it's like the devil system is that they're all based on fears.
Yes.
And the stronger and more popular the fear, the stronger the devil. There's the gun devil. I've seen, because I've been to conventions, I've seen the bomb devil.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say I've been to gun conventions, so I understand how scary they can be.
No, like I've seen the bomb devil, but it's like if I never knew about
Great
that,
cosplay.
I could be like, yeah, it's awesome.
Yeah.
If I never knew about that, I could be like, oh man, like fucking. This is a Japanese show. Obviously, there's like bomb trauma embedded in it. I bet there's going to be a bomb devil. Like, that would be sick.
Gotcha.
Hiroshima.
The nuke. Yeah.
Or here's one I don't know about. The ocean is a popular fear. The ocean devil seems cool. There's all shit like that on top of the guys we've already seen.
Yeah.
That has me like, I'd go to the playground if I was a kid and be like, yo, what would be the strongest devil, do you think? Probably the death devil. Everyone's afraid of death. Yeah, but like some people accept it. Like no one accepts, like fire. Like the fire devil is scary, but we use fire for that. Like there's nothing like that with Dandadan.
Yeah.
My Hero is like that, where you get this whole crazy cast. Season 1, you don't get to see a lot of the side characters.
But
It's
they
like,
build out in My Hero, they build out like a villain syndicate with the League of Villains, right?
Yeah, there's like stuff to chew on post episode.
Yeah.
Even Hell's Paradise. Tau is a cool power system to be like.
But there's also a goal in mind. Like we have,
And
to,
there's a
we have to
goal.
clear this island.
Yeah, with Dandadan, every episode, I'm like, the plot could be over right now,
Yeah.
and I wouldn't blame it. Like,
Hey, buddy.
yep.
Never changes.
Well, it's like every episode I'm like, what's gonna happen when they get the balls? Like, then what? And then every episode I'm like, there's not really a power system. It's just like he has Turbo Granny, so that's his power.
Yeah.
But there's not like what would happen if this character got this demon,
That's very fair. I never really thought about it like that because and I'm not going to spoil anything here, but like there's not necessarily at any point an overarching theme that presents itself in Dandadan.
Yeah.
Like there isn't a power system or anything. Like there's no, like, it's just like, oh, you guys, like, it's not even ever really established why Okarun and Momo and Ira like have such high levels of spiritual energy. Like they're just like kind of like people who like are in tune with the spirits and therefore like naturally have an insane amount of spiritual energy. And then like they get powerful as time goes on, but that's never necessarily established like, oh, here's why that happens. So like not a lot of lore is ever really established, and every single arc is episodic in a sense. Like it's like completely detached from previous arcs. And that's kind of its strength because, at least from the manga perspective, like every single arc, you can expect something vastly different.
That's
And
fair.
It's like they also, like I've touched on it 1,000 times. Dandadan is every genre. It's isekai, it's shonen, it's like there's shoujo aspects. Like there's so many different things that occur during Dandadan that like take it into like any kind of manga enjoyer's like backyard.
Yeah.
But yes, from like look, when you're only waiting a week for a new chapter, it's not that bad. But when you're waiting for like a year to be like, oh, I forgot what's happening with Dandadan, and I'm so excited for what exactly?
Yeah.
And it's kind of just gonna be like Jiji's backstory. Like we've now broken down, like in the first 11 episodes, we've completed the first arc. Jiji being introduced kind of starts the second arc, and we're just gonna with the episode 12, which comes out the 19th. We're gonna get that, and then like the cliffhanger is gonna be like, oh, next arc's coming.
Yeah, it is to its strength, you're right, where it's like the episodic nature and the high budget makes it so that like we don't have to wait, like Dragon Ball Daima. We don't have to wait for like 12 episodes of build-up before we get a cool episode.
Yeah.
With Dandadan, it's like every other episode is either like a romance one or they're fighting like a god tier enemy already. Like the big Loch Ness monster thing.
Yeah, Nessie.
Was like a crazy god tier guy. And then the mantis shrimp who can like shoot flashes of himself was crazy. So it's like, it does feel like we're skipping fluff to get to just the good stuff, and that's what's to be excited about.
Because nothing has to be built up, right?
Yeah.
No pre-existing lore has to be there in order for you to be like, oh, cool.
Yeah.
I couldn't have, like, I wouldn't have understood what was going on without this.
Yeah.
Like, it's so base level in terms of a plot that, yeah, you never have to worry about, like, oh, we need to politic and sit around for 3 episodes to establish, like, this arc we're trying to build up to.
And that's good, but at the same time, other than, yo, that episode was crazy, wasn't it? Once you're done talking about a specific episode, there's no discussion to be had about Dandadan, really. Like, even JJK, which season 1, I'm not into at all. They go to the other school. They meet they do the Naruto thing, where they meet a bunch of characters, and you're like, what's their ability? That guy's a panda, and he's got 4 hearts?
Yeah.
This dude can clap. Like, JJK's power system and powers are so creative, you can yap about it for so long.
Yeah.
And this doesn't have that.
That's actually really fair. I never really thought about it like that. Like, yeah, like I can't be like, oh, like I can talk about like the strongest abilities, but I can't tell you why they're the strongest abilities. I can just say like, oh, they were able to beat the biggest and the baddest. Like that's kind of it.
This doesn't even really have like merchability. Like JJK, everyone's in the same uniform. Like My Hero has really iconic character designs.
Yeah.
This art style I love, and the mangaka's an incredible artist.
So good.
But if I'm like designing merch for this, I feel like I'm racking my brain. Chainsaw Man's also kind of got that issue. I love what everyone. I like the button up. I love the Sue and Die fit.
Devil Hunters.
In terms of watching it, I love that. In terms of like, oh, am I gonna go out and get Chainsaw Man art? No, it all looks the same.
That's fair.
You know, like everyone's wearing the same thing.
Or
Everyone.
it's Denji with his chainsaws.
It's just Denji standing there with chainsaws. Like
Yeah.
there's not enough breadth in terms of like creativity with how they look.
It's kind of fair. Yeah, I never really thought about it like that. Like, I guess like with Dandadan, not right now at least, but like Dandadan does do the thing. It never does it like the Kyoto School or like the Sand Siblings thing where like, oh, hey, there's a bunch of new characters now. It's just a slow but sure like acquirement of characters.
Yeah.
Like currently in the story right now, there's like 5 or 6 main characters.
Yeah.
So like it's just like every single arc, a new character is introduced, and that new character kind of joins the found family.
Yeah.
Speaking of characters that kind of join the found family, how'd you feel about Taro's story?
Who?
The Taro is the anatomical bot.
Oh.
That fucking they flew.
I like when he breaks apart and he goes
Yeah.
combine. That was awesome.
Yeah.
It was like it excited me. First off, ISA just back to her old bitchy self.
Oh yeah.
This poor guy.
Why?
She's just punching his heart.
Oh, okay, yeah, that's fair. But like that's like
I was like, this dude's literally just out on a run. Like,
yeah, but she thought she has one of Okarun's balls trying to get to him.
it was fine. It didn't really make me emotional. I liked it in the fact that I think it's gonna kick Okarun into gear of being like, I'm done with this like ooh shit. I do like her. I want to date her. I'm done like tiptoeing around it, and that's cool.
I was like, I always thought that was such like a fun twist. Like, oh, like fucking he's running around. Like, why is this anatomical doll sprinting through? And it's like, oh, because his other older version, like partner, got thrown out.
Yeah.
So now his girlfriend is like part of the found family. So like I don't know if it was displayed in this episode, but like she goes to Psycho's house basically. And like
it definitely wasn't. So these are spoilers.
Yeah, okay. But like it's not like an important part of the story by any means, but like she like it's like that's a good example of like, oh, like the like new characters are going to be added to Psycho's house constantly, which is a lot of fun. I thought this episode it definitely wasn't the best looking episode of Dandadan. Like I was not super impressed with the visuals, but it was a pretty cool usage of like POV.
There wasn't anything that like needed to impress me, you know, like there were cool bits where they're like on the roof and the shingles are flying off and they're running, but it was like a tame episode. It's just Jiji being a fucking guy. Hate him.
Did you notice you watched the dub, right?
Yeah.
Did you notice like the Taro's voice actor has a check, like his lights are about to be turned off or something because he was fucking acting.
I think he's the guy who plays Riz
really?
in Beastars and Kunikita in what's it called? He's great. Yeah, he knows how to scream. He was freaking out the whole time.
He was.
He needed a check.
He did, dude. He was working for that. Oh, nope. It's Tomokazu Sugita in Japanese. I guess I should have looked up English.
Oh, Trey, I meant to ask you about this. Did you do your homework from last week? No. Sounds like no. Despite you apparently having all the time in the world and 1,000 hours in Marvel Rivals.
I watched Inglourious Bastards instead.
I
watched the 3-hour fucking Tarantino movie about killing Nazis. Oh, man.
I know, if you're bragging about your free time.
But what about Arrivederci? Have you considered Arrivederci?
Arrivederci.
Buongiorno.
Yeah, I love Buongiorno. Buongiorno.
Yeah, I love Brad Pitt's so good in that kind of movie. He's so good.
Grazie.
What?
Grazie.
I fucking love him. All right, but that's all we got from Dandadan, which brings us to... Wait, is that everything?
Yeah.
Was Dandadan our big... That was our big thing? Oh, yeah.
I can't believe we don't have a game. I miss it. We have so many games lately.
We never... No, yeah, you're right. We never ranked the Arcane men. You want it?
We might as well. The longer we wait.
You want to rank the Arcane men?
Yeah.
We can rank the Arcane men.
Get me 10 Arcane boys.
Oh.
Also, in terms of like...
Oh, we do men. Yeah.
How about you knew what I meant?
Yeah, okay. I'm just going to look up hottest Arcane men.
Dude, I could rattle them off right now.
Well, okay, yeah, but let me do it, all right?
All right.
Oh, come on. There's got to be like a fucking CBR article about this. Come on.
I fucking hate CBR, but you're right.
I mean, is that not the fucking most CBR ass article you could ever imagine? All
You're right.
I'm just looking up Arcane male characters. There's too many men. That's the issue. There's no goddamn women in this story. Why, when I look up Arcane male characters, Jinx and Caitlyn are the first two people who come up?
Let's go.
Just because they're lesbian or lesbian coded does not mean that they are men. So today, me and Danny are blind ranking Arcane men by attractiveness. I'm going to give you 10 male Arcane characters. You are going to rank them 1 through 10 blindly, not knowing who's coming up next. Are you ready to start?
I'm ready.
Are you gonna write them down?
I should do that. I'm looking up what Victor looks like by like the end, but not the very end.
But not like astral projection, Victor. Gotcha.
God, let me see.
I know. I guess I'm not really gonna say like an iteration. There's a lot of different iterations of a lot of these characters. They all go through a lot of shit.
Yeah. All right. I'll do the numbers of them.
Okay. You can choose whatever iteration you want. I'll let you have. Okay.
All right.
First up.
Yeah.
Vander.
Interesting. Vander he's good. He's got a great voice.
Mm-hmm.
He's big.
Big daddy energy.
A big dude.
Just a bear of a man.
I'll do 4.
You're going to do 4 for Vander.
4.
I like that. I like that placement. All right. After Vander, Echo.
Echo is... Let me see what he looks like by the end.
I mean, kind of like how he looks like in the beginning. He doesn't actually, if anybody in the show doesn't go through that much like physical transformation, it's kind of Echo.
Echo's pretty fresh. Echo might actually be like an unbelievably underrated hot dude.
Yeah.
You know what?
I mean, he's got that.
You know what? I'll get wild and crazy.
I mean, I don't know. I'm not aware if I know what, unfortunately.
I'll put Echo at 2.
Echo at 2 is crazy.
I think Echo is 2.
Okay, he's got that fucking what is Michael B. Jordan's Killmonger?
Killmonger?
He's got the fucking Killmonger dreads.
I love the Killmonger look. I know people are sick of it.
Yep.
I'm into it.
You're into it. You're
fresh.
the reason we keep getting it, guys. File any and all complaints directly to Danny. That's probably not an important enough character here. Let's say, give me.
If the hex score isn't on here, I'll be pissed, by the way.
Oh, we're putting the hex score on there, friend. How about Locke?
Locke? I know the hex score is going to be on here.
Oh, the hex score is absolutely going to be on here, dog.
I'm going to give him so ugly.
Dave Bautista. It's just Dave Bautista.
He's Dave Bautista with an iron jaw. I'll give him an 8.
Okay, 8. What about Milo?
Milo?
Milo.
Isn't Milo like 4 when he dies?
Is he? I don't know, man. I'm just reading names here. What about alternate universe Milo?
Arcane Milo. This dude's 90% eyebrow.
He's 90% whimsy mustache.
I keep seeing all of these like images of him and I keep thinking he looks like Vegeta with eyebrows trying to swallow his forehead.
That's very fair.
What I already do.
All right, fine.
I'll do 7.
Okay, I was gonna say you don't have to rank them. All right, fine. If I'm putting on Milo, then Clagger,
the chubby one.
Yeah, the chubby one.
Clagger's definitely.
You could also use the alternate universe versions of them.
The alternate universe of both of them, because I think they're all like. I know Jinx by the end of the show is 19, which leads me to believe that Echo and these guys are also like 19.
Yeah.
And Clagger Fox in the alternate universe.
Dude, he was mogging on him, dude. He was mogging on him.
Yeah, let's go. I'll give him a 5.
Okay. Give me. Man, I am up against it here. They do not have as many characters.
Dude, I could rattle off like 11 hot Arcane men right now.
I'm keeping them. Silco.
Yeah. Pre the bomb.
Whatever iteration
or
you
whatever
want.
whatever fucked him up.
You want. Yeah.
He's good. I already have.
You already have 2 filled with Echo.
Yeah, this is getting ridiculous.
I know.
I'm being absurd here.
You are kind of getting kind of wild and crazy.
Dude, pre everything going to shit.
Uh-huh.
Silco is a 3.
3 for Silco is crazy.
Him in the bar with Vander, that dude's a 3. Dude's a 3. I'll argue he's hotter than Victor.
You have 2 and 3 filled already?
I got 2 and 3 filled with the right men.
All right, Scar.
The bat?
The bat. The hot bat. Don't even. The bat with ear piercings?
The bat with ear piercings and a little beret? No, you're right. You're right for that. You're right.
Hot bat.
Fuck. I guess I got it. Fuck. I got Clagger over him.
Yeah.
I'll give him 6.
Oh, that's low for the hot bat.
That's low for the hot bat.
How many spots do we have left here?
I have 9, 10, and 1.
Okay.
On 4. Yeah.
All right,
hot bat. Dude, there's one guy in my head that if you don't put him on, the fact that we only have 2 left means you're going to piss me off regardless.
We have 3 left.
I had 10 and 1.
Oh, you only have 10 and 1 left?
I think 10, 9, and 1.
That's what I thought. Yeah, you have 3 left.
And the fact that there's 3 people in my head that need to be on this list, and I'm not happy with the spots left to them.
Okay. Heimerdinger.
Let's go.
Yep.
For what he is, Heimerdinger's a catch.
Okay. Great voice. Great set of pipes.
Great voice. Well kept. Dude, I saw an interview with this, so mean, but I saw an interview with Heimerdinger's voice actor, and it was like Chase's voice actor, like all of the other, like Jinx's, Caitlyn's, and they were all like stunning, like Hollywood types. Showed an interview with Heimerdinger's voice actor. For whatever reason, my brain was like, oh, why isn't he hot?
Yeah.
Like he was just a normal looking dude. And for whatever reason, I'm like, why am I putting insane standards on the Heimerdinger voice actor?
On the mustachioed mouse of a man. Yeah.
9.
9.
It's ridiculous. He should, if I had all slots open, I'd put him at like 4.
You put Clagger way too high.
I put Clagger so high.
You put Silco way too high.
Not true. Vander's too high. Vander at 4 is crazy.
Vander at 4 is not crazy. He is daddy AF.
All right.
Jace.
Yeah, that's interesting. I want to know who the last one is. If it's the Hex Core, I'll be pissed. Because there's one dude who I think's hotter than Jace.
Okay.
But all I have is 10 and 1. I can't risk it being the Hex Core. I'll put Jace at 1.
Okay.
Post beard Jace is 1.
Gotcha. Post beard Jace is 1.
I love the beard.
Ephemeral, like the space Jace with like the jewels on his forehead. So pretty. Last pick here. Victor.
Oh, Victor. I didn't think about that.
Who did you think of?
Dude, Rictus. Rictus is the hottest in the show.
I was going to put Rictus. Then you said there was 3 left, and I was like, oh, he wants Heimerdinger. I got rid of Rictus for Heimerdinger.
Dude, I didn't even remember Victor was in the show. I had Jace, Heimerdinger, and Rictus. Rictus is the #1 hottest guy.
Oh, no.
All right, Victor at 1.
I literally had Richter open, and I was like, oh, he's being so specific. There's no way he wants Richter.
Dude, Richter looks like he brews his own whiskey.
We're both being wrong about this, about our #1 pick here.
Rictus looks like he brews his own whiskey.
Yeah.
Like that dude fucks.
Yeah.
He looks like every member of Imagine Dragons did the fusion dance together.
Okay, maybe if they had a fucking tournament and they all ate each other and one was left. Maybe.
Have you seen what the lead singer looks like?
No.
Look at the leads. Hold on.
Imagine Dragons.
They're all named Dan.
They're all named Dan.
Yeah. Dragons lead. This guy's ginormous. All right, the first image is going to make you not feel that way. This is it.
Jesus Christ.
He's huge. He looks like Conor McGregor.
This is the guy who's singing Radioactive.
Yeah.
This guy looks like a bad UFC fighter.
I know. He's huge. He's weirdly gigantic.
That's wild. He also looks so British.
Yeah, I think he looks Irish as fuck.
He looks painfully British. All right, so Victor's your 10?
Victor's 1. No, yeah, Victor's 10.
Brutal.
Yeah, that's brutal.
You're splitting up the JBs like that.
That's tough. That's
so
really tough. You hit me with fucking lock. That's why. Are you ranking yours?
There's no list of all the men, so I was just scrolling as fast as I could there.
Are you doing yours? You did it last time.
You want me to do it?
Yeah.
How about are you gonna read them back to me then?
All right.
You blind me as well.
Yeah, I'll blind you.
Okay.
All right. Silco.
9. Not
All
my type.
versions of Silco?
Not my all versions, not my type.
Silco's just actually hot Victor?
He's just literally, hey, buddy, I don't find Victor attractive either. You're going to find out. You're going to find out who's at the top of my list. Can we replace Heimerdinger with Rictus, please?
Well, fine. All right, we'll do that. Let's do hot bat.
Hot bat? 2. 2. Hot.
2 for hot
bat. Hot fucking bat. Absolutely. Dude, he's like 6'5".
Okay. How about I want to do Clagor and Milo. I want to hit you with some curveballs. So do Vander.
3.
Also write these down.
I got him right here. Okay. This thing's a steel trap dog. 3.
Okay, let me look up Arcane men.
You have the whole list. You have the whole. Are you hitting me with new ones?
I mean, you with new ones.
Okay, fine. I guess I will write them down. Shit, I have the ranking of hottest anime men here from last episode. God, the gay is infecting me, Dan, and it's all your fault.
Good. All right, give me how about what's his name? Smeech.
The fuck is a Smeech? What is it? Is that one of the people that Victor cures of wasting disease?
He's like the rat dude that Savika's arm eats.
Oh, this guy? this guy?
Yeah.
It's like a 4. No.
What?
I like that he's got a little like a fucking Donald Trump's toupee.
Yeah.
He's a 10. Smeech is 10. You knew Smeech was gonna be 10. Listen, I like my animal guys goth and 6'5".
All right, how about Sallow?
The fuck is
The guy who has his broken legs painted.
Oh, the twink.
Yeah.
I mean, listen. I don't go if I skew men, it's usually bigger men.
Yeah. That's fair. Not a lot of big guys in this.
Yeah, fucking Vander.
Well,
the
I gave you Vander already.
I'm gonna go with man, because like he's not bad looking. I'll go with 5 for Sallow. That feels fair.
All right, Jace.
1.
1
Easiest
for
one.
Jace.
Easiest one of my. You put Jace at 1.
Yeah, because I was waiting for the next one, Rictus.
Is that my next one? 4. I can live with Rictus at 4.
The biggest guy, a battleship of a man.
It's not about just being big, Dan. Vander's got like this great big bubbly personality. He's a great dad. He is also large. Rictus is like I cosplay as a Viking on weekends for me. You know, like he's so like I'm gonna tell you about how being a carnivore changed my life, and like I don't need that from you. I need Vander to be like, hey, my daughter that you like I marry Vander. I'm now stepdad to his daughters. He's like, my daughter's got a softball game, and I'm gonna be there 2 hours early to make sure that all girls get like lemon slices, orange slices. And I'm like, hell yeah, I'm going with you, Dad.
Yeah.
Yeah. I just need a father.
Dad,
the general theme of this entire podcast is Nick needs a father.
And I love you being like, ooh, yes, Dad.
Well, you know, actually, maybe we lean into this. Who knows?
All right, Victor.
Mm-hmm. Victor?
Yeah.
8. I just don't find him attractive at all.
He's too sunken.
I
like his voice.
He's so a cigarette away from death.
Yeah.
That's it. Like it's beyond the pale.
Yeah. How many more do you have?
2, 6, and 7.
2. Echo.
That was different.
I'm sorry to find stuff in a bind.
You know what? No, I would have put Echo above Sallow, but outside of and Rictus, Echo would be my 4. But
Echo's just dope as hell.
I don't feel bad about Echo at 6. I feel like he lives too fast a lifestyle for me. He'd be like, hey, you want to go like glide surfboard the fucking Undercity? And I'd be like, hi, football's on, you know?
I just want to go serve lemon slices with my dad.
Yeah, I just want to go, let's go hang out with Vander for the weekend. Like, you seem like, listen, I understand that you're doing like a big, like, save the world mission. Seems like a lot, right? Like, I'm comfortable.
All right. And then I guess at 7 is Singed.
You know what? I can live with that. Because here's the thing. Singed is a man of science. And at least if I die, at least if he loves me, I'm coming back. Maybe as a wolf man, but I'm coming back.
Yeah.
So I can live with this list. I feel as though better about this list than you do.
Yeah, you should.
Yeah.
That was so tough. I was holding out for Rictus. And then I got Victor at 10 and Jace at 1.
I can't believe you're holding out for Rictus. That's the most insane thing about all of that. All right, you want to talk about best boys?
Yeah.
My best boy is Castlevania Nocturne.
Oh, season 2 trailer.
Season 2 trailer. And the season 2 is coming out April?
Oh, thank God. Thank God not soon.
You thought it was going to be... Wait, Nocturne? It actually might be January.
There's no... Dude, I'm so sick of shit coming out.
What do you mean?
Squid Game season 2 is coming out.
Who gives up January 16th? Nocturne season 2. Let's fucking go. What are we reacting to Squid Game season 2?
I probably should. Everyone's gonna be doing content on it. If you don't do content on Squid Games, it'll be insane.
Because that's what
Squid
everyone
Games
wants.
was the biggest thing ever.
What the fuck do people want from me and Squid Games? Look, anime like Squid Games?
Power rank the games.
I just gave myself a video. Power rank the games. Like by survivability?
Yeah. Oh, I'm sorry. Does it turn out that I actually earned my 800,000 growth over the past year?
It's not a bad idea.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not a bad idea for somebody else.
If you do it mathematically, what's the cheat to all the games? Are they just doing the games again? I don't even know what season 2 is.
Here's the thing. God, I hope so. I really do hope so. I hope it's not just this fucking sprawling story of them trying to catch the guys out. Give me more games.
It definitely might be. They could go 2 routes. They could go I was gonna say the Hunger Games. The Hunger Games kind of pulled it off.
Did the games again.
Yeah.
And then
while doing the revolution bit.
Yeah, and then the third one was not the games, but it was kind of the games because it was just
the city's the game.
Yeah, the city was the game. So it was
But it's a part of me is man, it'll definitely just be a cheap knockoff for money if they're just it's a new batch of games. But at the same time, I'm that's really the only reason I'd watch is to see more games.
That's the thing. Is just play the hits, Sometimes and listen, they're obviously a very talented cast and crew there, so it would probably be good regardless of what they did.
Yeah.
But I want the games.
Yeah.
No. If at the end of the season I was that was just it's because you pulled it too far. It's too extended. You're too far back, Dan.
You know what is? Oh, no one can hear me. You know what's weirdly great about Skid Games season 1?
Mm-hmm.
Have you seen it?
Yes, obviously.
Weirdly, great fighting.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
Weirdly
the choreography is great.
There's a bit.
Danny, bend the arm.
I am.
There we go.
Weirdly,
for those of you just listening, Danny's having the most mic arm struggles of all time right now.
I just get it right. I'm all right, and then just bops me in the eye.
He's fucking bitch, don't touch me there.
But it there's a bit in one of the early episodes where a dude just throws another dude in a car and just starts stabbing him in the stomach, and it's the best stabbing I've ever seen.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's Squid Game content to be had. It'll be the biggest thing ever. Mr. Beast is gonna be yumming on it.
Yeah, but Mr. Beast, I'm an anime content creator, right, Danny? I tried to react to Dandadan and people didn't even watch it. All right, they're not gonna want me to hear me fucking talk about Squid Games.
I disagree.
All right, Mister, I get to talk about everything on the face of the goddamn earth because I'm a likable personality. When Nick fucking pigeonholed himself with a bunch of people who were I want to hear Nick yell about how people are wrong on the internet. I don't get to talk about everything, Danny.
I pigeon too. You have to just break out of the pigeon. Has Been Hotel freed me from the pigeon.
Danny, I have 4 YouTube channels.
And they're all anime.
No, they're not. Kind of.
Well, kind of. Yes, literally.
Look at us. We're talking about Nocturne right now.
Talking about Squid Games and its content.
Yeah, I know. This is my out.
All right, fine.
This is me coming out of the closet.
How was the trailer? Did you watch it?
For Nocturne, it was fucking great. It was so goddamn good. It looked so sick. Listen, I don't know if anybody will be able to replace Trevor Belmont. But the MC, whose name, and this is kind of proving my point.
What are you doing? You summoning him?
No, the MC is slowly but surely growing on me because this motherfucker just equips hands and fights devils. And it looks so good. I'm gonna have to rewatch the entirety of season 1 because I do not remember what happens at all.
Castlevania is an interesting one. I'm interested to know if you agree about this. Castlevania. It feels like the actors got one note of direction from the director, and that was to whisper every single line. All of the actors,
It's been too long since I watched.
All of the actors in both Nocturne and regular Castlevania are always oh, and there's a vampire. Oh, well, maybe we'll just have to see about that.
It's because they're smoky.
Yeah, they're all just mumbling their lines. Especially Trevor. He's when he's at the bar and they're are you a Belmont? Is that a Belmont crest? And he's hit me again, and then maybe I'll remember. It's just he's so quiet.
Because he's fucking cool, dude. Cool people don't raise their voice. You know
I guess so.
As 2 incredibly quiet people, you should know that cool people do not raise their voice. That is kind of crazy that is coming out in January because that now means that we are not only going to be watching Beastars, but we are also going to be watching Nocturne, Solo Leveling, and I'm going to be watching Dr. Stone. Sakamoto Days is coming out.
So much. I saw the trailer for Sakamoto Days, and I'm holding my reservations because I saw the trailer for Dandadan. I was also like, animation's fine. Like nothing blow me away. And the animation in this is great. I saw the Sakamoto Days trailer and I was like, it looks fine. Like, okay, animation. Maybe they surprise me.
From a story perspective, Sakamoto Days is just like kind of fun. It's like Kaiju. I think Sakamoto Days is going to be as popular as like Kaiju number 8. Where like it's going to happen. It's not going to be like the number 1. It's like not going to like, no one's going to be like, it's definitely not going to pass Soul Leveling. Like in Kaiju, I honestly think it might actually be less popular in Kaiju number 8 because it doesn't have like the manga's not as big, it doesn't have as much hype, but that may just because the anime hasn't come out yet. But really, we're just going to be watching the top 4. We're going to be watching the top 4. So it's going to be Dr. Stone. Well, you're not watching Dr. Stone. Sakamoto Days, we're going to watch. Apothecary Diaries season 2 is coming out. Yeah, we're watching Apothecary. I'm doing fucking.
Why does there have to be a fucking? Why does there have to be a fucking Blue Lock equivalent every season?
What do you mean?
Where I'm just talking about nothing every week.
We don't have to listen. You don't have to watch Apothecary Diaries, but I'm doing updates on it.
All right, do updates.
I'm doing fucking updates on a podcast. I fucking love. Okay, but we'll fine. We'll do updates
we'll do
on
that.
Sakamoto Days and Solo Leveling, and
Nocturne.
then Fate Strange Fake is coming out.
Is it? Do I need to watch the others to get it?
Fate Strange Fake? No, I don't think so.
All right, I'll check that out.
It's gonna be fucking sick. It already came out in Japan, and people are like, "Oh, it's like the best Fate thing we've gotten in years."
Nice.
So I am very excited. I don't think you need to watch it. I mean, most of the Fate things, most Fate things are just like completely
Nonsense.
like separate stories, different universes, and I believe this is gonna follow that. But then there is Nocturne and Beastars.
Yeah. We'll talk about Squid Games. I'm sure we'll watch it.
I'm fucking gonna watch the shit out of it. I'm so excited. What a season we have ahead of us. Do you have a best boy?
Yes. My best boy is John Heller and Kayla Heller. I'm glad you asked.
Okay, God.
Remember like a year ago when I told you
You were
that
Santa.
Well, I guess literally a year ago today I was Santa.
Yes.
But a year ago, someone from my Discord who's a huge fan of ours, Shroom.
I remember Shrew.
Yeah, Shroom.
Yeah.
He finally got married.
Oh, cool.
To Kayla
Nice.
2 days ago.
Nice.
So I'm happy for that.
Oh, wow, Shroom. Way to get married on me and Dorothy's anniversary, dick.
So happy married.
Happy married.
Guys, happy married.
Happy married.
Hey.
And if you guys got married on Nick's anniversary as well, let us know so we can make you our best boy next week.
Yeah, he'll like that though.
Okay. Happy married, Shroom.
You want to hear my news?
Yeah. Bleach just announced that the finale to this third core of TYBW is going to be an hour long. Just crazy lit.
That's awesome.
I love Bleach.
I love that. I love an hour-long episode.
It truly feels like an hour long episode at the end of a season. And you're just like, this is like, you're giving me, like, technically they're giving you 2 extra episodes. But it's crazy. Like, it's just crazy that, like, 1, how good the season has looked, and 2, the fact that they're like, oh, also here's 2 additional episodes 2 weeks ahead of it, like ahead of time here. So Bleach TYBW is going absolutely fucking crazy. I love you, Studio Period. Bleach is the number 1 out of the big 3 right now. It's fucking awesome.
I mean, it just shows that the studio, like the producers, care, or at least giving the artists like enough freedom, because the studio would obviously rather 2 episodes go out so that it stays like in the cycle for longer than 1 bonus episode, like 1 big ass episode. You hear this a lot with like authors too. Like an author will often be like, I want to write like a 1,000-page book, and his publisher will be like, I'd rather sell 2 books though, so do 2 500-page books.
Yeah.
It's the same with shows where like I've heard studios or like writers and directors have to like kick and scream to get 1 super long episode opposed to 2 episodes. So it's cool that like, especially in the anime space where like the industry's fucked, that they're like, we are giving Bleach the care that you want.
Yeah. Like Studio Period wanted so much Bleach, like so much care to go to Bleach that they literally made a new division where it was like, this is for movie quality productions. And then the only thing that they produced is Bleach.
Yeah. Okay. I was on Anime News Network.
Yep.
And immediately stopped when I saw the title of a new manga that's come out.
Okay.
Titled. First off, what's the longest title you've ever heard in a manga or anime?
Oh, probably Dungeon Meshies. Is it wrong to try and pick up girls in a dungeon?
That one's long.
Also, I think the entirety. I don't like I don't like being hurt, so I maxed out my stats, or my defensive stats is another one.
Something about farming, right? I upgraded farming stats or whatever. Like
there's I went to a different world with my special cooking skill or something like that. Any isekai, really.
Okay, well, this one's called What Happened After My Place Got So Humid It Grew Magic Mushrooms and I Ate Them and Got Super Horny. That's like a tweet. That's more than a title.
That's a fucking it's just like a dumped tweet by like a fucking AI bot trying to blow up.
Yeah, so Anime News Network reviewed volumes 1 and 2 of that, apparently.
Oh, yeah? And what'd they say?
Oh, let me see. I just took a screenshot.
Oh, good. Great news, Dan.
Well, the news is that it exists.
I like that you're talking about magic mushrooms while rolling up a cocaine dollar bill over there.
That's me, baby.
Big drug guy.
I'm prepping for Santa.
Yeah.
For when I'm Santa.
For being a level 20 Fae and bringing presents to everybody's fucking house.
That's me. Arcane Echo, Arcane Victor Hot, Arcane Jace Hot. I'm swiping back. Santa One Piece.
Okay, yep.
Santa One Piece the pajama because I didn't specify.
Why do you have so many tabs open?
No, I'm going back. I don't do new tabs every time.
Okay.
Oh, yes, I'm 18 or over.
What? Oh, so it's a fucking hentai mag. Anime News Network they literally reviewed every single one of the plus size elf episodes. They just have one dude. They have one dude who's just like, hey man, you go do the tits one.
They gave it overall a B+. Wow. Story B+, art A. And then in the final review, they go, story tries to be more than just an intense porn setup, relatable themes, strong, exaggerated art. Let me see.
We simply gotta read it, right?
Our story follows a 22-year-old gamer girl with no friends and barely enough money to afford food. One day, she takes a chance to try some mysterious mushrooms growing in her apartment. But she quickly learns that there's something weird about them. Yeah, they're growing in her apartment.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, I guess, like, I understand being hungry enough to, like, eat the food that you make at home. I mean, it's kind of just like, having, like, a food garden.
Yeah. Not only does she start hearing the mushrooms talk to her, but she also feels her body getting hotter.
Naturally.
Maybe these mushrooms and their effects on her could be the secret to finally making new friends?
Oh, some kind of friends.
Or maybe eating these mushrooms will lead her down a more dangerous path. Sometimes it doesn't matter how detailed or long the title is. You shouldn't judge a book by its cover. I disagree.
Absolutely, the more words in the title, probably the worse the show is going to be.
It sounds like one of those wacky sex manga that has a crazy premise just for the sake of some really intense sex scenes. And while there is some truth to that argument, there is a lot hidden beneath the surface that implies a darker story. It feels like Karasu-chan started to write a crazy porn setup, but decided to make sure that it actually had a story with proper beginning, middle, and end. Wow. I forgot to read that one you were telling me about that'll get canceled.
What?
The one that's probably racist.
Oh, Drama Queen.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if the third chapter dropped, actually. It might have, but I listen, like...
We'll cover that next week.
Yeah, we can read the third chapter here. I'll tell you if it's still trending in like the hottest manga here.
Well, while Nick does that, prep your love letter.
Yes, this brings us to our favorite part of the episode where me and Danny ask our live audience if they have any questions they would like for us to answer. So if you guys want to watch the podcast live, get it 2 days early, or get to ask a question to me and Danny that we have to answer live here on the podcast, you can become a member over on Patreon to support either Team Nick or Team Danny. And on top of all that, you get 2 additional hours of Nick and Danny time a month. Me and Danny are going to be watching Hex Girls, the Scooby-Doo movie, directly after this and doing some reactions. Rhiannon asks, is there any ships that you're a fan of that you believe 100% should have been canon?
You have one.
Oh, I have a big one here.
Who do you got?
All right, so I've been very vocal in my time as a YouTuber about the fact that I don't believe Sasuke deserves Sakura, and I stand by that fact. Sasuke does absolutely nothing and throughout the entire duration of a career as a character to ever deserve Sakura. He's abusive to her, both physically and mentally. He's never around after they get married. Pretty much the only physical contact we've ever seen the two of them have. Well, I guess we don't see it happen, but we know that they had to have some kind of coital compact to make Sarada in the first place. That is literally all we know about Sakura and Sasuke. That being said, there is a couple of arcs. There's a Sasuke Shinden light novel where we see Sasuke propose. It's kind of cute. There's been times where they've been established to be a good couple. However, while Sasuke was running around being a terrorist to Konoha, destroying the Leaf, actively sowing despair into the lives of his loved ones. You know who was always right by Sakura's side, who was always willing to love her regardless of who she was or who she loved or what she brought to the story? Do you have a guess, Danny?
Kiba?
No, Rock Lee.
Oh shit, I thought you were gonna say Naruto.
Rock Lee deserved Sakura. Rock Lee is single right now, mind you, in Naruto, in Boruto. He has a son, Meadow Lee. Everyone assumes that 1010 is the mother. Fine, sure, whatever. I stand by it, I guess. But Rock Lee being single, when he broke his back to bring flowers to Sakura in the hospital, and Sakura reciprocated the feelings, and he always established that he was in love with her. When the entire story was built around the fact that you need to work hard for the things that you need in life, and you need to bust your back and your hump to make sure that talent never shines over hard work, Rock Lee got ditched, not only to be single, but also to have no character development arc when he deserved more than Sasuke by a land mile, Sakura.
Yeah, it is utterly ridiculous that Sakura ends up with Sasuke despite him being an actual for real terrorist and never once showing her an ounce of affection.
No, and also just like the end of his story and Shippuden being like, sorry, Naruto. I guess you blew my arm off. I lost.
I'm so sorry about that.
I was like, I would be a silly.
Yeah.
And then Sakura was like, cool, I'll fix your arm. And apparently we're now married. And then he spends the entirety of the time there together as the Shadow Hokage, just not with her. You know who would have been with Sakura? Who would have been an attentive house husband? Rock Lee.
Rock Lee for sure. No, Sasuke's attitude was 100% like, I'm sorry now. Get off of me, Sakura.
God, we'll have sex once.
Yeah.
We'll have it one time.
We'll have a single sex.
And if you get knocked up, cool. Keep the kid. I'm not raising it.
I've been a Zutara fan my whole life.
Wow.
Yeah.
You know what?
Contentious.
As I've grown older, I see it.
They have so much chemistry. Zuko's just constantly with toxic people.
Yeah.
And they have so much in common. Their moment in the cave where like in the like stalagmite cave where he's like talking about how like even though, you know, like the Fire Nation like murdered her mother, like he gets an understanding of like how bad the Fire Nation has been to other people. She gets an understanding that he's just like a product of the war machine and that his scar is this like unignorable reminder that his father doesn't love him.
Yeah.
It's this thing that everyone constantly uses as like the first and main insult on him. And her being like, I can heal that. Like I'll use my magic water to heal that scar away. And then he takes her on a fucking assassination mission.
Yeah.
And then at the very end, even though they're the ones with the chemistry, at the end, Aang kisses her and then is just like, hey, thanks, buddy. By the way, try that shit again and I will genocide your whole race.
I will literally steal your bending and use it against you.
Yeah, like, God. Yeah, Zutara should have happened.
As I've grown older, like back in the day, I was like, oh, Aang and Katara, that's the boy and the girl. They were always next to each other. They weren't related, so they should kiss. I think, honestly, it would have been more compelling. Man, I don't know. Like, if Aang doesn't end up with Katara, though, who does he end up with?
Well, that's what's most compelling is the idea that, like, Aang's whole journey is like, oh, like everyone keeps being like, you have to detach from your worldly desires. And he's like, but I want to schmooch Katara.
Yeah.
And the idea that he defeats Zuko's father, right? Like, defies the whole world, which says that all Fire Nation people are evil, and accepts Zuko into his heart and into his group. Like, that's a huge move on Aang's part.
Yeah.
Everyone thinks Zuko's irredeemable. Aang gives Zuko the opportunity to be redeemed. And then, if Zuko steals Aang's woman, what a great extra challenge for him as an avatar to be like, you know what? My mind needs to be on the world.
Yeah.
Like, I can be...
That's fair.
All that matters is that I'm friends with her.
As an air monk and as the avatar, objectively, his life probably shouldn't revolve around romance.
Yeah, his life belongs to the world as avatar, which I know is like a cynical, defeatist ending. But I like the idea of him coming to like a really mature realization of like, as long as she's in my life, I'll be happy. Like, I don't need to kiss her.
Because it was always, I don't know, like, I guess, like, there was always, like, an admiration and an affection there, but I wouldn't have minded the story, ending with them being friends.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Crazy.
Good point.
Anyway.
I like that one.
Thanks.
I like that we like each other's. All right, guys, that's all we got this week. Thank you so much for checking in for Otakus Anonymous. I've been AnimeIrl, also known as the Weeb Commander. Go ahead and check out our new Anime IRL video that's out right now with Dom Gabriel. It's a lot of fun. We test if he's a weeb, and Danny does a great job hosting, per usual.
Thanks. So good. I get to do it this Friday.
Yeah, yep, so good. You don't. I want to see what you look like, Taze.
I'll take the days.
Yep.
Literally every other thing you suggested has seemed awful.
None fun.
Spicy? No thanks.
Nope.
Spicy eyes? Even more no thanks.
Well, we don't have to spray it in the eyes.
Where do you get sprayed? It's literally the only place.
Is that really? That'd be the only place.
Unless we chicken out and spray like next to us and then just get asphyxiated, that's nothing. No ballistics.
No ballistics is fair.
Yeah, right?
No ballistics is fair.
I just think it's unfair that the only reason Steven's not doing it
because he doesn't know dick about anime.
Because he doesn't know dick about anime.
And he also wouldn't accept
And he
any as a
doesn't want to
punishment.
do it.
Yeah, it's very, very fair. 9 bowls of ramen. We'll replace it with 9 bowls of ramen.
I'll do that.
Yeah.
Have one that just says Steven eats until he throws up. And as long as there's a 1 in 18 chance I can land on it,
I'll do
all of the
all
others.
the other ones.
Yeah.
I like that a lot. All right, guys. We love you so much. We'll see you next week. Goodbye. Mwah.
And now for my next number, I'd like to return to the classics.